Hello, everybody. Welcome into the latest live broadcast. Today is the 23rd of July, 2021, and this tall freak of nature, this is Mitch Morrison, Toto's biggest fan.
Howdy.
Hold on, is my hair okay, Mitch?
What's left of it? All right, here.
Yeah, just saying, when I first met you, I had a lot more hair. That may not be a coincidence.
How's everybody doing on this Friday? I don't know. You may hear some rumbling because we have got thunderstorms to boot here, and yeah, I difficulty sleeping certainly this morning. I was trying to get a tight 12 hours, and that rumbling thunder.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that rumbling thunder. I was like, oh, it'll go away, and then 2 minutes later, boom, boom, and I'm like, I'll just get up. So.
Yeah, I got up for a while. I'd never get up that
early. So
here, I'll tell you what. And then I couldn't get back to sleep. Yeah. But we're in what we call monsoon season. Yeah. By the way, it's always monsoon season, and it never rains in monsoon season. It always rains after. But now we're actually getting rain. It's up to 72 degrees or something like that outside. It's very humid. It's still raining. Yeah. So first time I think we're broadcasting during a thunderstorm. So yes, if you hear booms, that's thunder.
That's because Carrie had chili for breakfast. All right, those are the booms.
It's not just for breakfast.
And while I'm thinking about it, chat, Wednesday we did have some rain, which cooled it down. So then yesterday I got up at 6 a.m., and which is very unusual for me, and I hadn't ridden a motorcycle, I think, in about three and a half weeks. And I saw that it was only like 79 out, and I'm like, I better go while the getting's good. So, I rode from, I think, 6:30 to 8. And, it was nice. I had a long sleeve shirt on, and I wasn't sweating, and, I took a nice motorcycle ride and pulled it back in the garage. And so I like to run it, but not when it's 102 out. So that was a nice ride for 90 minutes. And in 3 more weeks, I'll try to time it again, because that getting up at 6:30 is for the birds for a guy like me.
Yeah, I normally go to bed about 3 a.m. It's not fun.
No.
And if I sleep for 8 hours, I get up at 11. But I try to get up around 10 or 10:30. Sometimes I go to bed a little earlier, maybe 2:30. But here in the desert, when the sun is down, I had to go to my client's office the other day. I went there at 10:30 at night. Mm-hmm. The freeway was beautiful. Still traffic, but nowhere near what it's like. The air conditioning is not working as hard. Mm-hmm. I'm much less stressed. And then I have keys and the alarm code. I go in, and I'm not interrupting anybody's productivity. I do what I need to do. Looks like I had that lockup problem fixed. I ended up changing the power supply, disconnecting the DVD reader-writer, disconnected it from both power and the SATA connector on the board. And I disconnected the internal memory card reader, which had stopped working a long time ago. I don't use those internal memory card readers, folks. Just get a USB memory card reader. Thought I had one here. But you just plug it in when you need it. It's just, and if it breaks, who cares? You just go buy another one. They're cheap. Now, we got a couple contributions, and I want to shout out because today is going to be a very expensive day. Peter Laycock contributes 50 pounds. He says, good evening, Carrie and Mitch and everyone in the chat room from Bonnie, Scotland, where the temperature in Edinburgh is 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, lovely. Well, we're not too far behind that.
No, on our drive over, my drive over to Studio B, because it was raining, my temperature gauge said it was 72, which we have to laugh, because usually the end of July, it would never be that cool.
I can't recall it being this cool in July. Yeah. But outside, it looks like it's 7 o'clock at night. It is dark.
Dark.
Which I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And Peter also sent a very generous contribution again today and gave me an update about himself and his family and everything. And thank you so much, Peter. And today's video is being brought to you by Peter Laycock. I can definitely say that.
There you go.
Thank you so much for your support and, more importantly, your friendship. Randolph Slavin contributes 5 pounds. Thank you, Randolph. Oh, do you hear it? You know what? The microphone filters they may not be able to hear that. Okay. And then Patrick Rusaw with $5. He says, I solved the Windows boot media problem. It was the Gigabyte B365M DS3H Wi-Fi. Bad BIOS. I couldn't update it. I can send the motherboard to you if you like. Yes, I've never heard such a thing. Explain to me what the boot problem was. I don't remember. So many people ask me questions every day. I can't remember. So remind me, refresh me. But I would love to see that board because I could, until I see it, I simply, when somebody says this can't be fixed, give it to me. I love challenges like that. I got a card in the mail the other day. Look at this card I got. Let me bring it up to the camera. You can guess who it's from. So, Carrie, it was very kind of you to show our cookbook on your channel. You have an excellent channel providing honest, realistic, and very informative content about computers, the tech industry, and advice about life in general. You've built a very special and unique channel. Although Mama Gina does not understand your technical world, she has watched many of your videos, as Nick enjoys watching you and is always picking up tips and advice. Enclosed is a little contribution as an expression of thanks from the Buon Appetiti team, and especially from Mama Gina, who always asks about you and how you are doing. May God bless you and give you much peace, happiness, and success. With love, Mama Gina, Nick, and Maria. So that's their YouTube team. Yep. Nick's the guy who holds the camera and does the editing, and I think Maria does more the administrative. I don't know what Maria does, but it's easily a 3-person job, I can tell you that. And Mama Gina's channel, she's got 10 videos that are 1 million or more views. Whew. It's wonderful and deserved. So if you enjoy eating and you like real Italian food, the link to her channel, subscribe to her. She's got over 800,000 subscribers. She doesn't need my endorsement, but I was endorsing her when her channel, I think it was smaller than mine when I first started endorsing. And I had sent them, I had that old Sony wireless mic pack before I switched over to these Sennheisers. And I said, hey, would you like this microphone? Because sometimes I have a hard time hearing Mama Gina. And then I realized she's speaking Italian sometimes, but they were just using the in-camera microphone. And they said, sure, we'll take it. It's a $600 microphone, but I had no more use for it. And I really was doing it for myself so I could hear Mama Gina better. And she uses that microphone to this day. Anyway, they sent a check to me and I was like, wow, that's crazy. Such good people, and the food. We should take a road trip to New Jersey, you and I, and see if it tastes as good as it looks.
And I will tell you, just reading that book, you'll get fatter. So
now, this book is nothing more than all the YouTube video. Not all of them, but some of them. But there's nothing original in the book that's not already on YouTube. She sent me a copy of the book. And each recipe is just like a page, and it's kind of a summary of what already is in the YouTube video. So for people who perhaps aren't so comfortable using YouTube or how to find things, this is old school. It's available on Amazon, and there's Nick, Maria, and Mama Gina right there in the photo. That's the YouTube team there.
Yep.
And she's just, that whole family is so amazing. I wasn't expecting this.
No.
I didn't even tell him I promoted this book. First of all, I wasn't expecting the book. It just shows up one day. And I go, hey guys, look, Mama Gina's got a cookbook. That's awesome, and what a great idea. And then I get this in the mail. So I guess Nick watches the channel. Hey, Nick. You watching, Nick? This is a test to see if Nick's watching. Thank you so much. You guys are, you want to adopt me? I wasn't raised in that kind of a supportive family. You want a bad seed in the family?
That's for sure. All right.
We didn't have to agree so quickly. What else did I have to get some other... Did I have to get anything else done?
I think that's it. Somebody said if I'm going bowling. Actually, this is called the Rock and Bowl. It's in New Orleans. Let me turn around.
New Orleans?
New Orleans.
Here, wait. Let's get a different angle. Face me. Let's go to camera.
This way? No, this way.
That's actually a pretty good shot. Let's try this camera though, just to see it there. There, turn just a little bit towards me. There it is, Rock and Bowl.
Yeah.
How much they paying you to wear that shirt?
Where you can bowl
That's
and
right,
then
turn around.
they're bowling and you can do concerts. They do concerts there, and Trombone Shorty, and it was great. It was great to be able to bowl and get liquored up, and
Do this right.
yeah,
A little lower.
a little lower,
A little lower.
a little lower. Yeah.
Sorry, I think you had a little chip crumb.
Oh, okay.
Don't waste that.
Yeah, figures. All right.
I don't know if they can see it, but it was really bugging me.
Okay.
Like Amazing Jonathan.
Yeah.
Anybody here got a handkerchief? For my next magic trick, is anybody here? Sir, do you have a handkerchief?
Yeah.
Good. Go like this because
Yeah.
you got a booger hanging.
Yeah.
It's bugging me. It's distracting. So today's build involves one of the most expensive Intel CPUs you can buy today. And everything you're about to see is used product or returned. These have less, usually the return period is 30 days.
Okay.
So what that means is if it's used, it wasn't used very much. But more than likely, somebody ordered something by mistake, or they changed their mind, or they bought something incompatible, the wife found out about it,
Okay.
or maybe it's the other way around, right? This is our CPU today. Look at the size of this thing. Go ahead and hold that. This is what a normal CPU looks like in a package. You know what? I'm gonna walk right up to the camera. No, you know what? You and I both will walk up to the camera. We'll do this together. I'll take this one out of the package, and we'll compare them side by side. Here we go. So these are the chips you normally see me install right here. And if we put this one,
Yeah, there you can see the difference.
and if you kind of tap that, Mitch, so we can read what the chip number, what it says right on the face of the chip there. But you got to hold it still. And bring it a little closer to the camera. Let's see if the camera will focus automatically. Ah, there it goes. Hold it as still as you can. Just tilt it a little up. There it is. An i9-99, let's say 9980 Extreme Edition. Woo! All right, that chip is what, $1,200 or something?
Okay.
So we're going to go through the price list here, but there is one item. Well, there's a couple items I cannot get used. So right now I can't find any of those 8 terabyte NVMe drives used, and they're $1,300 plus there's like $130 in sales tax.
Okay.
I cannot find the case I want used, and of course we're not going to find a used graphics card, not in this market.
Yep.
The case we're using is the most expensive case, as far as I know, Corsair makes. And this thing is big, and this thing is heavy. Tell you what, let's.
I didn't bring, just to let you know, I didn't bring my hernia belt
You can use mine
today.
because I won't be using it.
Okay.
Because I won't be doing any lifting today.
Okay.
That's what I pay you for.
Yeah. All right.
This is actually a case that requires 2 people to lift it. And I'm going to tell you a little story about this pricing. First, a few more contributions. So my thank you to, or you can just leave it there, it's fine. My thank you to Thomas Backenstow contributes $20, and he says, I'm looking forward to another great show with you both. Well, thanks, Thomas. I hope we don't let you down.
You mean you, not
Mendel
me.
Photography contributes $2. He says, hello, Kerry. Maybe I will buy this if see the specs. I don't think I can ship it. This is going to weigh, it's already over 100 pounds empty. And this case will hold 2 motherboards. You can do a standard full-size ATX, and then you can set a mini ITX board. And I think I will add to it. I don't know why, just because I can. And then the fans, it doesn't come with any fans. I think it takes 15 fans, and if we do all RGB, those are about $20 a piece.
Yeah.
So this is going to go on for a couple of videos. But David Seymour contributes 10 pounds. He says, I can't stay tonight, Kerry, but I love your channel. David, thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Larry Wood with $20. Hey, Larry, thank you. And there's Rick Lakes. Hi, Rick. Rick contributes the usual $10.
Okay.
Those add up, man. Thank you so much, Rick. Bob Connors contributes $20. He says, I'm still waiting for an IRS refund, or this would be more. I hear they're backlogged with 35 million refunds to process, and hopefully I'll get it before Christmas.
Hopefully.
Well, it's nice when you get a refund coming. Thank you for your generosity, your support. Rick Hubbard, watching us from England, contributes, as he normally does, £5. Rick, thank you so much for your continued support. Loyal Burks contributes $10. Elijah 52 Dickens contributes $10. So I think I'm caught up. So let me go now to this.
And just to let you know, I mean, certainly Carrie could live inside this case, not to do height jokes, but as soon as you see the box.
You and I could live in there
Okay.
together. Start a new life together.
All right.
Oh, wait, I got to turn the right camera
on.
This camera right here. Ah, there it is. This is the case.
I don't think the picture does it justice. That is a piano mover
Maybe-
dolly underneath.
Maybe you should stand in front of it. We can get a scale.
Oh.
Come stand closer. Am I zoomed all the way out? I don't think this camera. This might be better. Uh-oh. Lost my signal. Something just happened. There it goes. It's back again. There's the cooler I'll use. This is a returned product. Hold this cooler here. I got this cooler as well, which we'll start with. Look how big this cooler is. And then that's the RAM right there.
64 or 32?
128 gigs. And that's only going to fill half of the memory banks.
Okay.
So I might buy another kit,
Okay.
and it'll have 256 gigs of memory.
Would it be an RGB? Boy, that would really flash, you know.
It's going to, you know what's going to flash is the alert on my credit card.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so let me step back over here. You can see our studio happening right here. And then I will go to, turn this camera off. Okay. Let me hand this over to you. And when we're ready, you'll just push this button right here and you'll hear it bling bling. And then you can just view right there.
Wait till
All right.
wait till you guys see this motherboard. When
So-
Kerry handed me the box, I'm like,
It's heavy.
yeah, he's like, steady now, get plant your feet. I'm like, it's that heavy? He's like, yeah, and he handed it to me, and I'm like, so.
All right, so check this out. We're gonna, first of all, I just want to get back to Mama Gina for a second.
Okay.
So I want to just grab a screen capture here, or window capture, which is not working. So this one, yeah, okay. So here's the Bon Appetit YouTube channel. You see she's got 808,000 subscribers. And if we go to her videos and sort it by the number of views, by the most popular videos, her top 12, I'm saying 10, it's 6 across, are 1.1 million and over. Look at this one's 5.3 million views. I don't even have a video with 5.3 million. But on the other hand, not everybody is into computers, but everybody is into eating. So anyway, if you have not seen her videos, check them out. They're free like everything else here on YouTube.
Look at that minestrone soup. Looks delicious.
I want this tomato sauce.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
Oh,
tomato puree. Look at how much she makes at a time. She's a machine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I want to go over here to Amazon.
Okay.
And I want to show you some stuff. Now, first of all, let's look up this case. This is a Corsair 1000D. And if you look here on Amazon, you'll see the price is $562.03. So why did I buy this case? There's none available. It'll say used and new from $562.03.
Okay.
Right, so forget that. So instead, let's go to Corsair. I'm going to show you another buying secret. We go to Corsair and we look for 1000D. Now, Corsair says this case should be $514.99. But Amazon wants $564, $50 over what the suggested retail.
Okay.
Now, if we look to buy this, we click, oh, wrong button.
Find retailer.
Yeah, find a retailer. Got to go back where I was. Find a retailer. So we've already looked at Amazon. How about Newegg? What's Newegg want? $709.99.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So let's go back and let's look at Micro Center. I'll just put California in there. $559.99 and sold out. Now, Mitch, are you sitting down?
Okay, let's see what.
Look how much Walmart wants for this case. Oh, they changed it. It was $2.36 the other day.
Yeah. which you showed me, and I went, yeah, clearly that's an error.
It had $2.36.
I'll take 4 of them.
I was hoping they wouldn't have changed it before we went live.
Yeah.
But everybody's more expensive than what Corsair says it should sell for. But what you can do is you can buy directly from Corsair. You see how it says add to cart?
Okay.
And so that way I just saved $50. If you didn't know to do that, if
Right.
all you did was shop around Amazon, Newegg, Micro Center, Walmart, you would pretty much be hitting, $564 would seem cheap compared to the $709.99.
Okay.
Or sold out, right? So that's another little money-saving tip from your Uncle Kerry. Now let's go back over to Amazon. I got to find that screen capture of $2.
Yeah.
I'm sure I captured it. Let's go back to Amazon. Now I want you to look at this motherboard. This motherboard is the ROG Rampage 6 Extreme Encore. Anybody want to guess how much this motherboard sells for? So the motherboard is $749.99, but I bought it returned for $544.99. So that saved me $205.50. You guys want to add up the savings? I saved $50 on the case.
Okay.
I just saved $205.50 on the motherboard. Now about that CPU, we're using the i9, what did I say it was, 9980XE. That CPU is 1166.
Okay.
I bought it used, or returned rather. $699.99 plus $499 shipping.
Really? Huh.
That's what it says, right?
Yeah, I can't read your.
That's a savings of $451.49 on the CPU alone. So already we've saved $451 plus 50 plus 205, right?
Yep.
The RAM is the G.SKILL Trident. You don't have to get it.
Yep.
G.SKILL Trident. I don't know. It's 128 gigs, whatever it is. Is it this one? G.SKILL Trident Z 128 gig quad channel kit. The RAM was selling for $719.99, $720 new. I got it for $100 off because it was returned, and it has a lifetime warranty from the manufacturer. How about the cooler? That Noctua cooler is a Noctua NH-D15. That's a $100 cooler, and I picked it up for $96 and free shipping, so it was only a $13 savings, but it counts.
Yep.
So far in this list, I've saved $770 in these parts. I'm going to turn the page of my notes. This is my investment so far. Looks like $2735.41, but I only paid $1965.23. Then I decided I'd get an all-in-one cooler. So the all-in-one cooler was, which model is that?
That
It's
is
the Corsair, isn't it? Corsair IQ H150i was $189.99 new, I paid, it's not in my list, darn it. I think I paid $119.
Okay.
And everything is returnable within, I think it's about 30 days. If anything appears missing, but I suspect most of the stuff is brand new. The case is obviously new,
Yep.
but it counts. And again, there's no deal on video cards, no deal on, back to camera one. No deal on video cards, no deal on the SSD.
Okay.
So we're gonna hold off. We'll use some other stuff in the meantime.
Okay.
All right. But this will be a series of videos because of how large and complex. And I will also add a Mini-ITX motherboard. We'll be running 2 motherboards in this system. I need 2 power supplies and 2 operating systems. So
How about Linux? Oop.
you could absolutely, you absolutely could do that. No problem.
Yeah, yeah.
No problem at all.
Yeah.
So with that, let me just close this.
There's an operating system in Linux called React, I think, that really looks like Windows. It just has the feel.
Doesn't matter
which is,
what
you
it
know,
looks like. The problem is whether or not you got software you need that will
Right.
run in it, right?
Yeah.
Well, some of the best people that would be, some of the people that would be best users for Linux are older people who were, you know, aren't going to get themselves in trouble. Like Windows can get you in trouble real easy. But they also like to go to AOL or install their AOL software. They used to. And then AOL software doesn't run in Linux. So anyway,
Chad, let me see if I can lift this. Spread out. I gotta bend with both knees.
this is actually this is the heaviest motherboard I've ever seen. All right, is that camera on? You want to come up for close-ups?
Okay.
Now remember, please move the camera slowly. There we go.
Ah.
Let's open it up.
Yeah, and that you're saying this was a return.
Yeah, you'll see they're thanking me for giving it. Now,
Okay.
I've not opened any of this stuff up, so we're going to find out what I bought.
Okay.
Or for at least the major, all the contributors here basically paid for this. Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, here it is.
There's Mitch with a knife. Stand clear. Oh, good. I got matching scars.
All right.
We're obviously, because we don't know the status of any of these parts, I've had really good luck. You know, I started small and I've been getting bigger and bigger in my purchases. We don't know if any of this all is going to work. Oh, power supply. Forgot about the power supply.
Okay.
I got a Seasonic 1300 watt power supply that was returned, and I want to say that was like $60 or $70 off. I will go through my notes and I'll add it to the video notes, but all the parts are listed in the notes below the video, all the parts we're using for today's build. And this will be the last expensive build we're doing. Can you see me?
See you. Oh,
This will be the, thank you. This will be the last build of this size for 2 reasons. This is a business investment gamble. I am assuming that I'm going to get more views from a video like this because it's so extreme.
Okay.
So I'm putting money into the channel with the hopes and the belief that I will make the money back and then some from video views or sales from Amazon when people use my links. But even if I could afford to do another one, I don't even know where I'm going to put this monster. It's so big, I don't know what to do with it. So I'm going to go all out on it. This is my big, as a business owner, you've got to take risks. And I have no shortage for content. Like, I've got a lot of content to make, but no customers ordered this. I don't think I could ship it. I mean, it would almost have to go on a pallet. So shipping on this would probably be $300 and $400.
Not to my house. Just kidding. All right.
Yeah, we can load it in the van and take it over to your place. But boy, it sure would be nice if it had wheels on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, No customers ordered this. This is strictly for the channel, for my viewers and my audience that make this even possible. Because YouTube revenue doesn't make this possible. The contributions from the viewers like you allow me to make content like this. But all I'm saying is I can't do another one like this because I don't even know what I'm going to do with this one. So I'm going to try and get 3 or 4 videos out of it in the hopes that with all the views added, tallied up and added together, that it will at least break me even.
Okay.
But I'm hoping it'll, you know,
Okay.
be my most successful video yet. However, this could all go sideways because we don't know why these products were returned. If something's wrong with them or if there are pieces missing.
This looks brand new. I mean,
Let's take another look at it. Let's dive in and...
And Uncle Kerry's tired of donating plasma to pay for these parts.
Yeah, people want me to donate plasma TVs.
Okay.
Okay, so let's...
That has a feeling like it's...
I don't know, it's hard to tell.
Oh, okay.
So take that out. And go ahead and set it down so I can lift the board out and see what the condition of the packaging is. You'll see there's a looks like an LED screen or something right here.
Nice.
And just lift this. That. So each one of these is a little compartment inside the box. So let's take a look. Here, let me set this here. That's been opened already.
Okay.
So someone definitely used this. We don't know why it was returned. But it looks like they kept everything together. I don't know what this is. These little drawers. Well, you can see why this board costs $750, can't you? So let's go ahead and close it up. We'll place the motherboard on top. Oh my gosh. This board, if I had to estimate, I think this weighs about 12 pounds.
Okay.
12 pounds. What do they make this from? Lead? Look at all the, oh my gosh, it's, well, I might have got in too deep on this one. I've never seen, so normally you get like, sometimes you get a board that has 2 8-pin connectors for the CPU. This one also has an additional 6-pin on top of that. I don't know if our power supply is going to be...
You're going to need a bigger boat. I mean, a bigger
Yeah,
power supply,
and look, but the plastic is still
on it. Okay.
Do the peel.
Yep.
So, and on this one too, look. Hey, look, ASUS puts little green tabs on there instead of, you know, hiding it and then people don't know.
And they even have one on the...
Oh, on the I/O shield. Look at the I/O shield. Look at all the ports we've got back here.
Pretty nice.
$750.
Look at all those Type 3 USB. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then right up here, you'll see we've got a, you know how I always hook up the power switch when I want to test these? Mm-hmm. Well, I don't have to on this board.
It's got its own start button.
Most of these X299s have a built-in
Very nice.
power switch and a built-in reset switch. You'll see we've got 8 memory sockets instead of the standard 4. This is called quad channel. Most people hear of dual channel. So we're going to put 2 on this side and 2 on that side. And then later, I'm considering bumping it to 256 just because I can. No good reason. Just this thing's going to be an over-the-top Widowmaker. And I think Widowmaker meaning that I will spend so much time playing with it that I will effectively be dead to people who know me because they just won't see me again.
Yeah.
But it'll look, you know, like fully populated. Like I said, it looks like there's a display here. We'll find out when we turn it on. But I think that's a display that's going to
Nice.
do something when we power it up. We've got a giant heat sink right here. And what else do we have? We've got USB. Here, set it down. I can't see. We've got a USB 3 port here. two. Oh, I've never seen a board that has two USB 3.2s, I think these are called. We've got another USB 3 that's turned this way, along with 8 SATA ports right over here. So there's your 8 SATA ports.
Okay.
And there's probably I'm going to imagine a crap ton of fan headers on here, I think. Let's see, let's set it down. We have another 4-pin Molex voltage connector to give the board even more voltage. This thing's going to cost money just to plug it in and turn it on.
Oh, jeez, look at that.
Look at all the voltage this thing can take. I'm not sure what that's for. We'll have to actually read the manual. This is not my normal wheelhouse.
Okay.
This computer, this computer is not ideal for home users or gamers. You will have better game performance with the cheaper processors from Intel that are designed for that. If you're a game creator, this is the board you want. This board has so many channels of I/O that it can do simultaneously that it's incredibly powerful for we would call it industrial type work. This is not a better computer than, let's say, an i9900K or a 10900K, in the sense that if you're using it for gaming, those will actually run faster. This will game, don't get me wrong. But the people who create the games, the people who design buildings, the people who design cars, the people who design in general would benefit from having this kind of input-output. So it's not about frequency, it's about the amount of cache that we have, it's about the amount of data that we can be moving through numerous PCIe lanes simultaneously. Most home users wouldn't even scratch the surface of that, and they would say, wow, I spent all this money and it doesn't even run as fast, or I can't tell the difference, because it's not for you. And that's why you won't see me build stuff like this, because I'm trying to appeal to the average ordinary user. But at the same time, I know videos like this get a lot of views.
Have you got a 380 Ti that you can put in this, or you don't even have?
I have a 3070 I'll put in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know graphics cards are tough, but
yeah, I do have a 3070. But it's the same 3070 I've used in 3 builds. So it's not like you're gonna you guys go, where's he getting all these 3? No, it's the same one. I also have some older cards I brought back from Studio A. Like I've got a 550 Ti.
Okay.
And we can just slap anything in here. There's no built-in video on this chip. So here's our chip one more time. And it's just basically a regular Intel chip that's been enlarged. It's physically much larger, maybe silver dollar size.
It'll take a lot of compound. No.
You're right.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of those coolers don't give us enough compound. We've dealt with several, especially the Enermax ones, that wouldn't cover half of this CPU. I'm glad you mentioned it, because I wanted to bring that up.
You gonna slap that bad boy in?
Yeah, let me show you how this socket opens, Mitch, because I don't think you've seen one of these before, have you?
No.
So this is identical in, what's the word I want? To like Threadripper. This is identical to that level, that category of machine.
Okay.
So this is basically Intel's counter to Threadripper.
Okay.
So I need you to set the board down, because what I'm going to do, go ahead and film right straight down here. You see there's 2 levers, not just one.
Gotcha.
And if I release, I'm not sure which one goes first. Should be pretty obvious. So I'm going to release that one.
This one goes towards you, that way, yeah.
Yeah, it goes towards the socket instead of away from the socket.
Okay.
And then they both have to go up together.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. This one, do you see this little piece right here? So that's holding down the lip.
Ah, gotcha, yep.
You notice when I push this down, without this lever, that socket goes up. It's the exact opposite. And then you need to grab it and pull it up very carefully. Don't touch any of the pins. Now, with a board this expensive, let's take a real good look at those pins. And let's make sure that we don't see anything damaged or bent. Because if there was any pin there that was damaged, it will appear really obvious to the naked eye, because that pattern, will be interrupted by a bent pin.
Okay.
So you want to do it or should I do it?
On this one.
You're already nervous enough putting a seller on it.
Yeah. So.
Now, I'm not quite sure what direction this faces. Sometimes there's a little indicator on the chip. And on this chip, it's right in this corner, right there. There's that little tiny gold arrow in that corner.
Right.
Now, here on the board, there should be an arrow somewhere. I better get my glasses.
Okay. Because it might be, you know how you normally do all the writing the same way?
Yeah,
on
there it
this
is.
one, there it is, right there. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
So we make sure that the writing goes the opposite way on this one, Mitch. It's going to go towards the top of the board instead of towards the bottom.
Okay.
So we're going to just push the edge of the CPU against the edge of the frame without pushing it down. We just want to align.
I'll hold the lazy Susan.
Yeah, thank you. And then I'm just going to lower it.
Yeah.
There.
I heard it. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we're going to lower
Mm-hmm.
this piece here. And then,
I don't know which one you start with, but you'll know. Yeah.
well, we have to, see that lid just popped off on its own. Push this one down and this one down. It doesn't really, I don't think it matters which. Well, it says 1. You notice it says 1 right there, and it says 1 right here. I would say 2. Why does it say 1 on both? So I guess it doesn't. Does it matter? There's a lot of tension on this. I want to bring it down. Now look, this piece can't lock in because the lever is in the way. So this one has to go. Take that out. We'll put this one in first.
Ah.
See, there's that piece.
Yep. Gotcha. Yep.
Now we can put that one down. Can you breathe? So let me tell you something,
And we'll
Mitch.
put this in the mother box.
Motherboard box?
Motherboard box. Yeah. Yep.
Just set it over there.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you know, you don't hear me talk a lot about worrying about health and temperature, you know, when I'm doing a build. But this build has got me concerned. So my concern about health and temperature are, they're up there. So I bought something that I wouldn't normally use to deal with it. So I've got it right here. Okay, just want to make sure I monitor my health and temperature.
Just to let you know, I'm not giving you mouth to mouth. I mean, I like you.
I'm gonna die. Doctor says you're gonna die.
Yeah, I like you, but yeah. So,
How am I? Am I alive? So
barely. All right.
I'm going to. Is it this way?
Yeah, that's your blood pressure, isn't it? Or is that your pulse? 90s. Oh,
Well, listen.
you're not long for this world, son.
See, everybody thought I was talking about
Yeah,
the health
yeah,
and temperature
okay,
of the
yeah,
motherboard.
okay.
No, it's the health and temperature of me.
All right.
So I bought that just for that joke.
Okay.
Was it worth it?
Well, there you go.
All right. Hey,
I'll put that on your tombstone. I bought this for the.
Hey, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Of having a tombstone.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my pulse. Was it an oximeter or oximeter? Whatever.
But you've got plenty of compound here in this.
Breathe.
Yeah, in this drawer. So
Breathe.
you know, it's not like.
Oh no, we've got compound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be curious though if compound came in the box, and how much they supplied.
Oh, with
or
the
you-
Noctua?
Right. Yeah.
Because usually on those water blocks, they're already pre-applied.
Ah, right. Gotcha.
Noctua may be pre-applied it. I don't know.
So.
All right, we'll go back to camera 1 here because it looks like somebody's getting. It's kind of tough, isn't it? A little bit. Whoops. Hold on. Okay. All right. So, Sarge Tech said my 9702 level is good.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm gonna just keep an eye on my health and temperature because this has got me quite nervous. I don't need to be nervous. It's just because I don't. If this doesn't turn on, and because all the products are return products, I don't know where to start the diagnosis. It could be RAM, it could be the CPU, it could be the board. I don't know.
I don't know. Board looks you know, unused to me, so.
No, it's been used. It's clearly been used.
Used.
Like I said, we saw those packages were
Right, open.
and that memory for $100 off, that's a lifetime warranty on the memory. So even if the memory is bad, I won't send it back to Amazon for a refund. I'll send it back. I'll get an RMA.
Oh, that'll look so nice with 8 sticks of RGB. I'm not an RGB guy, but you know, like it lights up in here with 8 sticks.
Yeah, completely filled.
It's gonna be sweet. Yeah,
At
definitely.
256 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, perfect for my 4K video editing. So, all right.
That's more like 8K video.
8K.
So I guess we can try installing this cooler. I want to put the air cooler on first. That's why you'll see there's 2 coolers.
Yep.
That's the excuse I'm going with. I have never seen a cooler this big before. That's an air cooler. Hey, $5 just came in from Bruce Hilton. He says, always a pleasure, Carrie. Thank you, Bruce. Did I miss any others while we were...
And did you say the regular retail price of this is 100? Seems like it would be more expensive to me, but
How much did I say it was?
where's your pad? I thought you looked it up.
I didn't write it
Yeah,
down.
I thought
Did
you looked.
Oh, yeah, I did write it down. What did I do with the... Oh, it's right here. Noctua 109.95
Oh, okay.
new.
Okay.
And I paid $96.76. So I only saved $13. But
No.
hey,
Look
that's
at the size of that box. Can I
that's
open
gonna
it?
pay
Huh?
for your
Can I-
dinner tonight.
Can I open it? Can I?
yes,
Here,
please.
here we.
Remember, this is returned, so we
Gotcha.
don't know what
Right.
condition. I had one of these one time where the fins were bent. Jason Willis contributes $5. Says, "What's this build's name? Beast Mode?" Hey, we're open to suggestions, guys. If you guys want to offer up some titles, let me just look and see if I missed any other contributions here. Richard Angeline with $5 says $5 for Mitch's hernia bill. Thanks, Richard.
Yeah, thank you.
Black Watch contributes $2 Canadian. Thank you, Black Watch. And I think that catches us up. Yeah, catches us up here.
Okay.
All right, so now, oh wait, Kcordia's Technology with $5 says, Carrie, it will work on the first boot, no problems at all. We will not speak out loudly anything bad. It will work.
There's positivity there.
Yeah, too bad
Okay.
that doesn't actually.
Happen.
Yeah, well, you know what? It doesn't hurt. Let me take a look at this box.
Okay.
I want to see if everything's in there. Everything is in there, and this does appear. No, you know what? That's sealed. We've got thermal compound and a metal case badge in there.
And that's sealed.
Oh. Got a bunch of different little parts in here. Yeah, it looks a little shuffled, but it otherwise, the cardboard isn't bent or
No.
creased, so that looks like it hasn't been used. Where I'm a little nervous is in the radiator. I want to make sure that there's no fins that have any damage on this, because this does have a glass window on the case. So that's going to be one of the 2 fans. Is there another one in there, Mitch?
Let's see.
It's probably installed already. So that's all the rest of what's in that box.
Here she is.
How do you know it's a she?
I'll tell you later. All right. Come on. Fingers crossed. Looks.
It's packaged too perfectly.
Perfect,
No
yeah.
one could put it
No,
back in the box like this, unless you work at the factory. Look brand new. Oh, but you know what? There's no cover on the bottom. Did it not?
There was.
Oh, it's stuck.
Yeah, it's stuck. Sorry. Why don't you go ahead and put that?
Well, I've already touched it, so I'm gonna have to clean it.
Yeah.
And then they put some cardboard in between the fan and the heat sink. It just slides out. But there's a, was it a 120 and a 140? The fans are 2 different sizes.
Ah.
They're going to blow in the same direction. This has 12 heat pipes on it, and it's
Yeah,
a
gotta show 'em.
monster. So on top of that 12 or 13 pound motherboard, we're going to add another, that's about 4 to 6 pounds. This has never been used. That I kind of had a feeling because I was only saving 13 bucks. You can kind of tell by the discount. You know, if it was half price, probably wouldn't be in this good of condition. So I'm totally cool with that. Now, installing a heatsink on a socket 2066 motherboard. Is it 2066? Or is it 2011? It's 2066, I think. God, that's heavy. Anyway, on these Intel kind of Xeon-like processors, these Extreme Editions, they already have the mounting points built into the CPU socket. So you don't have to put a backplate on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you're just going to screw it down. It's really that easy. Now, when we do that, we may end up, let me just take a look. We may end up covering some of the RAM. So you might want to put the RAM in first.
Yeah.
But I think we're okay. And you see how it's cut out? There's little cutouts here. So
I think we're okay.
yeah.
Famous last words. Okay. Yeah. We're okay.
I'm going to set this down for right now. And
I'm just guessing, chat, but I don't believe you could get that in a mid-tower case.
I don't know, how tall is it? It's big, but it's not tall.
Well,
I mean, compared to a Mugen 5, I don't think that's really any taller. I bet that could fit in a Corsair $200.
okay, yeah, that would be an
A
interesting.
heavy
yeah,
Corsair
sure.
$200.
Okay. Boy, you're going to get cooling power. Yeah.
Hey, Cordius Technology with $5. Here's a little something to help reinforce that bench. I hope that bench can support the combined weight of the components in the case. This bench is solid. It is solid wood. It's actually a much nicer bench than I went to the store to buy, but because of the pandemic, it was the closest thing that they had. Everything else they said, you know, we'll get it at some point again, but we're out. And I was like, well, I need it now. So this bench cost me three times more than I wanted to spend. And it's a little bit higher up, which means we have to lift things up. I'd prefer this more at my belt line. So another maybe 4 or 5 inches lower would be more like what the kitchen counter is over at Studio A. So it is kind of a hassle when things are heavy. I've got to bring it up a little more, but that's how you get guns like that. Show off my farmer tent. Come on, look at that.
All right, Mr. Atlas. Okay. Oh.
Listen, you girly man.
Yeah. Time to pump you up. All right.
Hear me now, believe me later.
So we don't need the brackets. All right.
Well, no, we shouldn't need any brackets. And there's 3 different sets of instructions with Noctua coolers. Or is there? There's only 2 sets. This is apparently Intel only. There's no AMD install for this.
Okay.
So if it supports AMD, then they didn't put the directions back for AMD. So I'm guessing this is an Intel cooler only. Because we have LGA 20XX, which is what we need, and LGA 115X. So that means it covers LGA 1150, 1151, 1155, 1156. That's the traditional like builds I do.
Okay.
And then this is, oh, are you filming? You're gonna turn that on? All right, we'll go back to the wireless camera and give it just a second here to initiate it. There we are. And okay, documentation says.
So you've never installed one?
I think on the digital audio workstation build, I installed them on each. There was a master and slave computer.
Okay.
And we did the DH15 in those. It was a long time ago.
Okay.
Many years ago, and it wasn't black. It's nice that they made it black now. This says step 1. Here's step 1. See the first page. And of course, you can pull up the documentation at Noctua. You can pull the PDF. But it tells us install the mounting bars. First, screw the NM-IBT2 bolts. Do you have the NM-IBT2 bolts, Mitch? He does. And these bolts have never been taken out of the package. That means this cooler was never installed, which is kind of how it looks. Well, let's just come over here. So get a nice look at what's in this bag. Okay, so every time I say so, you take a drink.
Okay.
Now you'll notice we've got standoffs that look like this. And we have these spacers. We should have 4 of everything. And then we have the thumb screws. I just two one way and 2 the other.
Okay.
And what it wants us to do first, so we are going to put brackets on this. We will use brackets. But what it wants us to do first is to take what it's calling the NM-IBT2 bolts, and it wants us to place them into the socket frame. So let's move the cooler out of the way for a moment. You want to take one? It doesn't matter. They're, both sides are the same.
No, they're not.
Oh, they're not the same.
No. Look, thick and thin.
So, well, that one's tapered. One end is tapered.
So thick or thin?
Oh, I see what you're saying. One's got coarse threads and one's got fine threads. Is that what you were trying to say?
Yeah. This is thinner than this side, so.
Well, but if you also look, it's tapered,
Okay.
and it wants the tapered side down.
Down.
So, but you're right. They're 2 different thread types. You're in the wrong, Mitch. You're in the wrong hole.
Oh, yeah, I was just testing you. This one.
That was not. Yeah, that was inappropriate. Phrasing.
Do we have any kids watching?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Camera operator is doing a great job. Right on. Maybe
Now you don't want to.
maybe they'll get hired full time.
You don't want to cinch that down too much.
Yeah, I
But,
do.
yeah. Okay.
What does it say about tightening it down? They don't give us a tool for that. So I'm going to just grab my engineer. It's a company called Engineer out of Japan. They make these amazing tools. And what I like about these is the grip they have. They're specifically made for, like, if you break a screw tip off or anything. And I don't want to scratch them because, you know, I'm an anally retentive neurotic. You didn't have to say that along with me.
You said it. I didn't. Okay. So there you go.
That's good.
Fine.
Look, I have to put it back. I can't just put it in the drawer, Mitch.
No.
And this has to go with the whole lining though here. So
Live dangerously. All right. There you go.
yeah.
Now
Where's
what?
my oximeter?
Now, yeah. Now what brackets were you talking about? Because we've got 4 here that
That's
I can
right.
see.
Let's take a look at the, we're going to use either, here, I'll put it up here. Either that bracket or these. See, there's 2 different. Here, I suspect we're going to use one or the other, but I'm not certain. It says, choose the alignment of the mounting bars according to the desired final orientation of the cooler. So, of course, we want the cooler in the traditional sense where the fans are going to blow air towards the back, but you could also put it in an up and down orientation.
So it almost looks like using a parentheses. Right?
Yes. I'm not sure what those other brackets
Brackets are for.
What are those little brackets for? Oh, they're for socket 115.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, see, it was because the chip is so much smaller, right? These chips here, right? Their socket's smaller. So this would be too big to fit over the socket, and these will be too small. And what it's telling us is where these brackets, you see the screw here at the end of the bracket? That's what the cooler is going to bolt down on top of this.
Okay.
So if I look and see where the bolts are on the cooler, you can see there's one here, there's one there. You see them?
Yep.
So for this cooler to go on, I'm going to put it on this way because I want this fan that's pre-installed. I want it to blow air out, so it's going to go on like this. And that means that I have to align the brackets in the exact opposite orientation. Uh-oh. I'm so used to going to that end. You see how the hole there?
Right.
I can't use that one. I got to go all the way to the far one, it looks like, for this to fit. There's one.
Okay.
And then we face the other one the exact opposite, like it's symmetrical. And it look, it says this side up. It even says NMID2 right on the bracket. It's really nice that Noctua does that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we grab the thumb screws. And we just tighten those brackets down.
Still a pretty easy cooler to install.
Any cooler is easy to install on a socket 2066 or 2011. That was kind of the point I was trying to make. Anytime you have to, even if this was a Scythe Mugen 5 or even a, heck, if we were using a Hyper 212 Evo, it's a dream to put a third-party cooler on a socket 2066 or 2011 chip because you're going right into the CPU socket frame. So you're not messing around with back plates. Now, you don't have to make this super tight.
Till it stops.
Well, you want to go a little, so let's say like right there it's stopping. I want to just see how much further I can turn it.
Okay.
It doesn't go much further. And you don't want to turn it so much that you break the screw. You just want to make sure it's secure.
Okay.
Okay, now, in this bag right here, we've got our thermal compound extra brackets for adding even more fans. You can put a third fan on this. So we're going to put one, so this is going to go on here like this, okay? And we're going to put the fan, the extra fan is going to go here. But if we want to, we can optionally add a third fan on this side.
Okay.
But you don't add that one unless you've got two here already, all right?
Okay.
And so with the words Noctua facing the bottom of the board, although it doesn't really matter, the fan appears to be equal on both sides, but this would be the proper orientation, the preferred orientation. It will work either way, but if we want it to look good, if we want it to look right, that will be the way that we do it. Now, to get to the screws, can you see down here where the screws are? They're underneath the current installed fan. So the current installed fan has to come out for the screwdriver to go down there and tighten that down.
Okay.
So to do that, do me a favor, just brace the, well, you can't cover the bracket. So I'm going to pull, can you see this right here? I'm going to pull this back and away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm kind of taking a mental note how high this sticks up. Not that it's that important, but I'm going to try and put it back about that same distance.
Okay.
It looks like the top of the fan is almost in line with the top of these heat pipes.
Okay.
So we pull back and away, and then that should slide straight up and out. So the fans are two different sizes. We want to make sure that to avoid any confusion, I think the fans are two different sizes. Let me just verify I could be wrong. They used to be two different sizes. I take it back. They're both 140s.
Nice.
All right, so it doesn't matter. The one that's got the brackets on it, we're going to put back in the middle because that's the way we got it.
Okay.
So for right now, take this, and we're going to clean everything with rubbing alcohol. Well, isopropyl alcohol. You want the highest alcohol content that you can get. I sell this at the drugstore and at department stores. Thank you, Mitch. You know what you call a pony with a sore throat?
No.
A little horse.
Oh, so now you're going to do the corny joke of the day on the show?
Yeah.
I've got one all
If you can't beat them, join them.
I've got one all set to go.
What do you got?
Oh, you're ready for it?
No.
Okay.
But that,
Okay. Let me think. I got one.
Okay.
What do you call, time for the corny joke of the day. All right. What do you call a sleepy woodsman?
Sleepy woodsman.
A slumberjack. Pretty bad, huh?
There goes 200 viewers just left.
Okay. All right.
Now, I hope the seller, you should have seen the way the seller packaged this chip. They put this chip in a motherboard anti-static bag that was all folded up. They put the motherboard static bag into like a USPS envelope, like the...
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why does the chip have a birthmark?
That's...
Is that a venting
that's a
hole
yeah.
of some kind? I've
That's
never
exactly-
seen that.
yeah.
I've never seen that. So.
Yes. All of these Intel chips that are 2066 or 2011.
I thought it was
have
I
that.
thought it was a little schmutz. No, that's a vent.
Schmutz?
That's a venting.
No, that's a hole. In fact, the thermal compound gets down into that hole. And
Okay.
when you clean them, you can't. You got to get like a toothpick, and then what's the point? You're just going to fill it right back up with thermal compound again.
Yeah.
And because the Q-tip came out so dirty, I'm just going to keep doing that. Run it across again. And because this is, the alcohol content is so high, this just evaporates on its own. I don't have to dry it off. But the reason I am is I'm trying to make sure I get everything off of here. Anyway, so they packaged this in one of those Tyvek envelopes.
Yep.
Then they put that envelope into another envelope, and that envelope into another envelope, and that envelope into another envelope, and then that whole thing went into a little box. Then they took a giant box, the size that like a top hat would come in,
Okay.
and they put this really weird heavy wrapping paper, and filled the box with it, and then put the little box into that box, and then shipped me that giant box with this little tiny CPU that is not fragile. Imagine I'm like this, like Russian nesting dolls. I'm taking this box out of a box. When I open the box, there's an envelope. I open the envelope, there's another envelope. I open that envelope, it's another envelope, and now another envelope. And then there's the motherboard static bag. And all these things are, the envelopes are like this big. So they're folded and folded and folded. And I'm like, am I being had? Am I going to open this up and find there's just a piece of lead in there? So anyway, that was way overkill on the packing. And I was worried this wasn't going to arrive in time. Well, no wonder it took so long.
Could you repeat that? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I said it was way overpacked.
Box. Oh, okay.
That's pretty much
Okay.
too long, didn't read.
Yeah.
TLDR, it was way overpacked. Thermal compound. Okay. Remember when you were putting the screw in the wrong place and I told you wrong hole?
Yeah. Steady now. It is Friday. Are we going to use their compound? Might as well, huh?
Yes.
And this has not been opened. So,
You know how I know this glove is clean?
because you say so. Yeah. All right.
No.
We're not going to use that compound.
No, we're not going to use the scissors.
Oh.
Put your finger in that hole.
Oh. Ah. It's magic.
See, so that could have been opened and we wouldn't know.
That could have been, yeah. How'd you get so smart? Don't answer me. All right. Well, how's this chat for sound effects? All right.
Well, the way it happened was
Okay.
this guy Mitch taught me everything.
He knows.
That was just in
Yeah.
3 hours.
Remember that. Age over beauty. All right. So now for this, you're going to put more than your typical pea.
Well,
Rice size, pea size is what they say. A green pea. Let me rephrase that. A green pea.
what are you eating?
Yeah. All right.
Is it the Gatorade?
Yeah.
I need to put enough down to cover it in the same way I cover all
Yeah,
CPUs,
okay.
but this is a larger CPU, so it's going to require more.
Okay.
Your ice cream is ready.
Ah.
Might have put too much down. Now we do a little finger.
You know, I was watching your show yesterday because I've got that kind of time, and
Yeah.
like somebody in chat said, you can save on gloves by just cutting each finger off of a glove.
But I need to
And-
use
right.
multiple fingers.
And I thought that too. Yeah.
This is actually a little thick, but you know what? She thick.
Need another glove? No. It's a bit much, but again, when you think,
As long as I keep using a different finger,
yeah,
it's instead of wiping it,
right.
I just tap on it. And of course, it's going to come off onto the glove. It's not adding anymore. I'm only taking away.
Well, and what you paid for that CPU, I would want maximum protection
Absolutely.
anyway. So
What do you think, Mitch?
we're ready.
Okay. So you remember which orientation that goes on? Remember what I said?
It goes this way, yeah, with the Noctua facing down, is what you said.
That is correct.
Sir.
I love it. He's getting it. By Jove, I think he's got it.
The drugs are kicking in. Okay.
You got any? Did you bring enough for
Yeah,
everybody?
no, I
Have I taught you nothing? Well, go ahead.
set it down.
Yeah.
I can't take this kind
You
of pressure.
can- well-
Okay. Beautifully clean.
Yeah, we just cleaned it.
I got it. I ain't got it. All right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Do it. Okay.
Too bad the camera was on
right.
close up.
Okay.
I kind of grabbed Mitch, just trying to scare him. So we don't want to. We only want to just start this because if we put this one down,
Gotcha. Too much. It'll
then
be,
the other one tilts up.
Yeah, it'll
and
be
then
on
you
the
have to
yeah.
put- It's really a
It'll be
hassle.
on the caddy wampus. You don't want
Yeah,
that. So
exactly. Can you get the camera lower? See, that's not started. And this would be even harder to start if I tighten the other side any more than I already have. So I've got to push down on it while I turn
a
it.
little force.
Now
it's
it's starting to
started.
bite.
Okay.
And then we'll just kind of give them each a few turns and we'll just keep going back and forth and try and make sure it's just. How about getting a top-down shot? Can you do that? See if you can hold the camera completely vertical and you can turn that like that. Is that any better?
I would want 3 fans. I would want you to get one more fan, but that's just,
You know what?
That's just me talking. So
I'm probably going to max this thing out. I mean, once you go in so far, what difference does another
Right.
$20 make? $20 is $20.
what airflow? Three 140 fans all blowing through those fins.
Yeah, and you can watch your power meter start ticking up as soon as you turn it on.
That's true. Yeah.
But the good news is in the wintertime, you probably don't need to run the heater in that room.
Right.
I really don't know how hot these run. Now I can take the fan that has the brackets on it with the side here that doesn't spin. See when I spin the fan that doesn't spin? But on this side, it does spin. So this is the side that pulls air in and the air is getting pushed out this side. Since I want the airflow to go this way, we'll just drop this in like this. And I want to estimate about where it was.
This was over here, though.
Yeah, I don't want it over there.
Okay.
Well, you know what?
I'm just saying.
Where's the fan header? It's usually over here.
Need a light?
No, I need a new set of eyeballs.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what, Mitch? The fan header is on this. It looks like they're both right down here. I'm guessing that's for the CPU fan, right down there.
Okay. So you don't want the cable on that side.
Well, maybe I do, because it gives me a room to take up the slack.
Oh, okay. I
In
like
fact,
it.
I can run it right through the middle,
Hey.
so it avoids distracting from our
Ram.
RGB RAM.
Shazam.
RAM Shazam?
Ram
Or
Shazam.
Shazam RAM? Just plug it in.
Easy peasy.
So what about the height? Does that...
Look, remember, use your finger. That was about,
Is that about right? I'd probably take it up a little tiny bit. This doesn't really make any difference. I feel like it was about there.
wasn't, yeah.
There's probably somebody who's going to like make the video full screen, freeze frame it, and count
Yeah.
one. It doesn't have to be perfect.
No,
But the top of the fan sticks out and the bottom of the fan sticks
Okay,
out. So
yeah.
if you take a look, if you bring the camera right here, back up a little bit, lower, you can see the top of the fan sticking out here and the bottom of the fan sticking down there.
So, yeah, that's probably where it was. And,
Now, before I put the other fan on the other side, it's gonna, might get in a little bit of the
RAM.
interference of the RAM. So I want to know which sockets to use. We're going to use one socket, skip a socket, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Will you grab the RAM for me, Mitch?
Yep. Are you going to need the motherboard? I mean, not the motherboard.
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah,
to.
yeah, no. The instructions to know which one, or are you going to gamble and just put?
I'm gonna.
Here we go.
I'm gonna look up the instructions online.
Okay. For that motherboard, gotcha. Ooh.
So this is an ROG Rampage 6 Extreme Encore. It takes us to the ASUS website, and then I'm going to click on. Okay, the site just went black. I wonder if malware bytes or something is blocking something on that website. We try it in Microsoft Edge. See, it just goes black.
Huh. Ah, those gremlins again.
Something's wrong with it. Rampage. You know what? I'm not running malware bytes on this machine. That is
Odd.
very odd.
Which
What is it?
which browsers?
Yeah, I tried 2 different browsers. Let's try a new incognito window
Okay.
and do it that way. And it goes black, just completely. I don't understand this at all.
You mean you're speechless? I don't believe it.
Oh no, I got plenty to say. Let me show the audience.
Okay.
It's obviously something not good with ASUS's website. Make sure I got the right window here. Okay, so now we're in incognito mode. That should disable all the plugins and stuff.
Okay.
And I'll just copy and paste the link and hit enter. Site loads and then it goes blank.
Chat. Anybody?
Yeah, maybe somebody in the chat knows what this is.
Bueller.
Because I don't know.
You're stumped. All right.
Luke Greenia says he just tried it with Firefox and got the same thing.
Ah.
Patrick Russo says poor camera person's arms must be tired while they ramble on. We don't ramble. This is all critical, vital information. That cooler is mega, says Sarge Tech. Carrie, it will come back. Just wait, says Marco. I've been waiting. Nothing's happening. Yeah, I've left both Edge and Chrome open on the page, and they just stay black.
All the instructions would probably be here.
Yeah, I guess we could just use the instructions. Stan Ristov says, contributes £2. He goes, where's the neon sign? It's amazing. Well, we didn't have time
to
hang it yet. Tony Wallow looks like he did the research for us. He's saying A1, B1, C1, and D1. That makes sense, right?
Okay.
So on the board, it should be labeled somewhere on the board which one's A1 and which one's B1. Take a quick look here. This slot right here is not a RAM slot. This one that's separated. This allows you to add a card that will hold another, I think it'll hold an M2 or something. It's in the documentation. It's one of the things that was in the box. I've never used one. There's a fan header. So I see all the fan headers here are close together. There's chassis 1 header, and then these two. So this would have super easy to put 3 fans on this cooler.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do that.
Cool.
It's a good idea. Who knew Mitch could have a good idea?
Glad I thought of it. All right.
Good thing we recorded
Yeah.
this so we can verify that it happened. Wait, Mitch, come back. Where you going? Tired of your abuse. All right, if you look right in between the sockets, do you see where it says what each socket is? It's written on the circuit board.
Probably need your flashlight.
You're going to have to go on a more vertical.
Or here.
You got to, so can you read in between? Can you read the circuit board?
Aziz light.
Hold on, I gotta do the cameraman's
Okay.
job.
Oh, no, you don't.
Let me get these. It's really, really tiny. It's a hard thing to get.
Boy, this motherboard weighs a ton. If you can read this, you're too close? No?
So you see it says dim D1 right there. And then
Okay.
in between, and the way we have to shoot this is I have to kind of get up a bit higher. And then I got to use the zoom on the camera to bring it in.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, you know what? Let's try the other side because we might have a better angle on it here. So right there, it's very faint in between the sockets.
Okay.
You see it? Anyway, so if we're doing all of the A1, B1,
Okay.
did you hurt yourself?
That board weighs a ton. Serious.
Wait till we put it in the case.
Yeah.
Then I'll have you hold it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Are you RAM ready?
I am.
All right. What have we got in here? Ooh.
So I wanted to see this again just one more time to figure out which sockets we're using. So we're using, so back on the board, if we're going to use all the ones, A1, B1, C1, and D1, then we start at the very end, then we skip one, and then we go to this one next. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, where we start at the very end on this side and skip one. So the socket closest to the CPU we are not using, and then of course since we're going to use the next one, we skip that one. So that's the order of installation.
This does look like it's been opened. Yeah, you can. That's okay.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's $100 off. Man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I do for $100? Well, never.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah.
Yeah. You've told me so. But decorum.
By the way, you
but
still
decorum prevents me from telling.
You still owe me $100.
Okay. Go fast sticker.
Okay, that makes it go faster. Here's the RAM we're using if you want to see the numbers on it. Always work towards the inside out. So we're going to open up all these retention levers. Only one side opens. This side doesn't open on this board.
Okay.
And we'll do the same on the other side. Okay. And since I know I'm going to start here, I don't want to put one here first. I want to put the one on the end last. So that it, can you imagine if I put this one in, then I have to somehow squeeze the other one in between? So just following simple logic, we'll start here. We align it with the groove.
Okay.
Can we,
And then
let's try this. Can we bring that camera? Perfect. And then thumbs, one side, then the other. Then we'll grab the next module. Now this is all a matching kit. If any one of these is bad, all four go back.
very nice that they had that included the notch.
Yeah, do you notice that the cutout right here.
Very nice. We're able to get
You
your
have
thumbs in
taller,
there.
you have
Yep.
room for taller RAM right there. So once again, make sure we orient this in the right direction. Set it gently in its track. Oops. I'm going to give you guys a better view here in just a second. I'll turn this towards camera. And again with thumbs, one side, other side. Check, make sure that's fully seated, it hasn't budged. So we're in D1 and the other one. All right, so same thing now here on the other side of the board. Thank you, Mitchell. You got another joke for us?
Not really. That's good. Yeah. Corny jokes are tough to come by. All right. Yeah.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Oh, I've got.
Yeah.
Would you like some?
No.
Let me know if you change your mind.
Okay.
So everything's going to go symmetrically opposite. So you'll notice, apart from looking at the notch on the RAM, look at the design of the RAM. Look at how it says in the orientation on this board, it says Trident Z, right? The other side has the sticker. So just using that logic, it's going to also face the same way the other side. So the Trident Z will face outwards. We'll start on that inside. A little hard for me to see it here. If I'm putting the RAM in the wrong sockets, we'll blame Tony.
Okay.
Appreciate it, Tony. Oh, you know what? I'm wrong. This has to go the opposite. So it's going to face the same. Interesting. Okay. So notice this side, the RAM all faces the same direction, apparently.
All right.
So that's actually a good thing for the RGB, now that I think about it. Because if the RGB is moving up to down, and we flip the RAM to 180, then one side's going to go up and one side's going to go down. It'll be doing the exact opposite. So now that I've realized the error in my logic, don't make the same assumption I just did when you're live with 800 people watching.
Yeah. And you think you can get another set of these RAM?
Well, I can definitely get another set. The question is, can I get it at a good price? Okay. Didn't have it all the way in there. Am I putting this in backwards again? Of course I am. Did it twice, Mitch. Even after I corrected myself, I still did it. What does that tell you?
Pay attention, would you?
Some stubborn, pig-headed.
Okay.
At least that's what my third grade teacher used to say.
At reform school.
I don't think I'm in that side.
Okay.
I can't do it like this. It's the camera's.
Okay.
I'm trying to do it for the camera, and in doing so, I can't.
Right.
And this I/O shield being in the way means I can only get an angle right here. So I apologize, I can't show you better. But
So that's 64 gigs, right? Current.
no,
128
yeah, so it's 32 each.
Okay.
So 32, 64, 96, 120.
Okay.
Am I doing the math right?
Yeah.
96, 128. Yeah. Now, we have not yet put an M.2 drive in here, but we have enough going on. We should be able to test boot this. And we can add this other fan. You know what? Did they only give us one set of brackets or two? Now that I think about it.
No.
If they only gave us one set, then there isn't room for.
No.
Is there 4 brackets or 2? There's only 2 in there, right? So guess what? They did not give us an extra set for a third fan after all. I assumed the brackets were attached to this fan already. That's twice I've assumed incorrectly, folks, so
How do you like them apples?
assume from my assumptions that your assumptions will be incorrect as my
So where are we going to get 2 more brackets for the third fan?
Well, we can buy them separately. However, I thought it was in the box. Of course, we don't need a third fan. But I want a third. How was that bracket put on? I wasn't paying close enough attention. It looks like it goes... This one goes here like this. It has to go underneath this lip. Yeah. It's got to go under. Wow, that doesn't seem right. That's a really, the way they're fixing these brackets, it's interesting that it goes underneath this lip and then bends up over the lip into the hole in the fan. That's really secure. You know, I'm constantly fighting with be quiets and sides, brackets falling off. Until you get it on, you know, they usually just push right off. This won't push off. It's a really good design from Noctua. Little details like that, people may not realize the benefit of it until you've had to do it without that. And then you go, hey, that's like a way better design, way better. Once again, we'll put this on exactly the same way. It's going to go this orientation. Now look at, we're covering up our beautiful RAM. Ain't that a shame?
Yeah.
You know, there's no rule that says I have to have the fan on that side. I mean, we could put the fan on this side. Of course, we'd have to turn it the other way, but either way, we're blocking the RAM. Well, that's a bummer. Well, it is what it is. Now it may not fit in a Corsair 200R because look how much taller it just got.
Yep.
And then I'll take this cable and run it through the middle of the heatsink to hide it. Ooh, that's going to be a tight fit. It's just too short to run that way. Is that right?
Missed it by that.
Yeah. Don Adams. You know, I'm going to close these other little memory brackets up here. Close that one. Probably should have did that before I put the fan on. I just want to close those. It's bugging me. Know I have a tool for this. So I was just closing those brackets up right there. And I'll do the same on the other side. Keeps my OCD happy. That is, you know, for as big as this is, it's got an awful lot of cramped quarters. Okay. All right, so the last thing I have to do is get this fan cabled up here correctly. Oh, it's okay now. It was kind of stuck around the RAM. Let me step around so we can see this on camera. We're going to plug this one in. Right there. I hope that's where the CPU fan goes. I don't even know how I'm going to secure the motherboard now. I just realized the motherboard mounting hole in the middle is in the heatsink's in the way. So, you know what? This heatsink's coming off anyway when we use the liquid cooler. but that's important to note. And I think there's another mounting hole. Look at this mounting hole right here.
Okay.
So in order to get to that, you've got to remove these 2 screws, and there's 2 little tiny fans in here that are blowing on the VRMs, and we're going to lift that off so we can put that 1 screw in there. You see, we have open access to all the other mounting points except for the middle at the top and the middle in the middle, where the heatsink's going to get in the way. But when I put the liquid cooler on, we'll have full access to that, but no obstruction.
But you've got plenty of...
Yeah, all the other ones are fine.
Holes.
And don't move any of these switches the way it comes out of
Right.
the box. Now, because this board was returned, it's possible that somebody moved these switches from the default positions,
Okay.
and that caused the board to not work. So I'm going to make an assumption that these switches have been left alone,
Okay.
but we can always refer back to the manual. If we have a problem, I'll look at it. But I'm not going to bother looking at it now. Let me grab power supply. So I found this used, I keep saying used. It's a returned Seasonic 1300 watt 80 plus platinum. 80 plus.
Did you say
platinum.
1300? Doing a little housekeeping here, chat. All right. Look at that bad boy.
You want to open that up?
Ooh, I do. Man, look at the size of that monster. Ah,
Oh, I hear thunder.
thunder.
All the parts for today's build are in the video notes below the video. As a reminder.
Okay, we got our zip ties and our straps.
Christopher G contributes $3. Thank you, Christopher.
Documentation. Our cables. And a nice velvet bag. Ooh, hold that, would you? Mhm.
Does it look used?
I don't think so.
We got a bottle of Crown Royal in there? I quit playing with your sack.
All right. Don't be graphic.
What?
Kids.
What do you call it?
Kids are watching. It's a bag. All right. Ooh.
Okay, now wait a minute. You say that's a bag?
Yeah.
I got a question. Hold on.
Good. He's in a different room. Ah. Okay. Very nice. Oh, I had it upside down.
What's in here?
That's a bag.
Okay, it's a sack.
Yeah.
What's in it?
Ah. Boy, folks.
Nuts. That's how you know this is a sack. It's got hot nuts in it.
Yeah.
Just saying. I don't make this stuff up. It's not a bag, it's a sack.
Guys, as funny as a cry for help. All right. So, all right. So yeah, this certainly will power this monster. Fully modular, of course.
How's the bottom? Look at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at all the connectors on it.
Yeah.
Holy macaroni. Yeah, I said it. I'm not afraid if I get
Okay.
demonetized.
All right. And then here's all our doodads here, our cables. You've seen them. You've been there.
What does it look
Power.
like?
Okay.
Yeah, does it look like they've been used?
Yeah. I don't see any.
Somebody put the connector, see this piece here?
Yeah.
This powers the power supply on without having to turn the motherboard on. And that's if you were like priming an all-in-one,
Okay.
not an all-in-one. If you were priming a custom closed loop cooler. So what we're gonna do, first and foremost, is I'm gonna go ahead and plug this here. Like that. And then in here, we have a couple of, so you see how that's split with just one? See that? So that's going to be for a graphics card. Sometimes people confuse that for the CPU power.
Okay.
But these that have the single split, where there's only 2 pins. That's all for graphics cards. Now this one also is for a graphics card. This one's for a graphics card. That's just SATA. That's just SATA. SATA. Another graphics. I guess you can put a lot of graphics cards in with this power supply. SATA. I need CPU power, guys. Okay, this says CPU on it. On one side. The side that splits goes to the board, and the side that doesn't split goes to the power supply. So we'll attach one of those here. Hopefully I have another one. More SATA. There's another split connector. I don't know if this one's optional or required. Just don't know, Mitch. What do you think?
Yeah, somebody in chat will be able to get on that website.
Sounds like it stopped raining outside.
Yeah,
It's still dark though.
no wind, yeah.
So that's a weird one. That's a 6-pin. They don't even make a 6-pin. So I wonder if it's in the box, because ASUS would have to provide that, because that's not... You'd have to use a graphics card connector for that. Generally, these added connectors are for overclocking when you need to draw more power. This should be, I think, all we need.
Okay.
So now looking at the back of the power supply, can you see what we're doing? This is only going to plug in one place, and you can tell which direction it goes because of where the hole is for the clip.
More thunder?
Oh yeah. Darn chilly. Now for one of the motherboard power connectors, that's going to be labeled on the back as CPU or PCIe for the graphics card. See how there's a line drawn around them? So you can use any of those. I'm going to keep all of our connectors at the top. See that? So we've got all the connectors under here still available to us. Lots and lots of connectors there.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and set this down. Just put it on its, yeah, whatever. Yeah, don't put it face down because then it won't breathe. We have some logos that are covered in plastic because it's really important that the whole power supply can be damaged, but not that logo, for crying out loud. That would be a travesty. Here's a little something for you. Okay, so we'll set that on its side. Now, we're going to need a graphics card. So I'm just going to grab something I got laying around. Let me find something we can use. Preferably, I'll use something that doesn't require any power, because that's just one less cable I'm going to have to deal with. I just need a temporary...
Yeah, this is going to be just a monster build. Just, oh. I want it. I must have it.
Oh, this will be perfect.
You will be mine.
So this is a gigabyte graphics card. It's a GeForce GTX. Is it a 1650 or 1660?
Let me get this out of the way. I'll put.
Yeah, we can put those back in the box, please. This is a 1650, and it does not require power. So all I'm going to do is plug it in right here. Let's make sure that this little connector right here. Can you bring this around a little bit? We want to make sure that that's in an open position, which means pushing it open or down. And then I'll align the card. Boy, it goes right up against that heatsink. I mean, Noctua just put it right. It is just. Can you see that? Can you see the? You come around this way and bring it down lower. Look at the edge here.
Ah,
it goes
gotcha.
right there.
Ooh.
Bring this a little bit towards the edge of the board. And that should be seated now, and we don't need any power to this.
Okay. I didn't hear the click.
No, it's
Gotcha.
You see this raised area here is kind of preventing the board, but I can see the latch is up. It just may not be up. It may be 90% of the way there. It's not coming out.
Okay.
But
Yep.
good catch.
Now we need our, you've got a big electrical 3-prong there.
Here's power. You guys think this is going to boot? This is everything here is used. I know the video card works. That's the only thing I know for sure. And I know I've had a wonderful success rate buying used equipment. And like I said, I don't even like to call it used. It's returned. It's purchases that were returned. So that kind of eases the, how much was it used? How badly was it abused kind of concern.
HDMI out.
Yeah. We're going to need a keyboard and a mouse. So we'll use these. And a little dongle in here.
Keyboard on. Green light.
Okay, just turn the mouse on. Plug the keyboard mouse dongle in.
Mousey on.
Switch is in the off position. HDMI is hooked up. Keyboard and mouse is hooked up. I don't need to hook up a power switch because, as I mentioned, we can use this power switch. So when I turn this power supply on, look right over here. I'm going to turn this power supply on. And in doing so, assuming the power supply works, look at what's happening up here.
Yeah, board.
See, this is all lit up now. And then there's a switch lit up.
Indubitably.
See, reset and power light up on the board.
Why don't you switch to camera something? Right
Yeah,
there.
we'll go back to camera 1, and I think somebody's arm was going to be hit.
Little break here.
Oh, they turned it off before I switched cameras. That's never a good idea. Should always wait. Thank you. All right, sorry for that little confusion. We're good. Now, are we ready to turn this on and see what happens?
Well, do you want to put us in a corner and so that they can see the BIOS? Or
That's a good idea.
Isn't that right, Smedley? All right.
Indubitably. All right, and HDMI input's on. That's why it says no signal right over there.
What do you think, Chad? Huh?
You think it's going to work?
Huh? Are we ready?
No, obviously this has nothing to boot to.
Right.
Did you notice there's like a rainbow of colors on the other side?
Yeah.
The bottom of the board, it's changing colors. Okay, so that power button right there, it says start. It doesn't say power, it says start.
I'll do the
like a car.
I'll do the drum roll.
You're not going to hit the button?
I will, yeah.
God. Brrr, did you hear that?
Got fan spin on the graphics card.
RAM is lit up.
We got fan spin on the Kula. RAM is lit up. Ooh, very nice.
Oh, very nice.
And will we? And don't panic. It takes a while, right? Because it's thinking.
It's training the RAM and CPU right now. It's figuring out what's been done to it while it's been sleeping.
Okay. So don't be impatient. Let it do its thing. Somebody said we missed some super chats, so why don't you go back while I go get a nice cool drink.
All righty. Oh, there we go, Mitch.
Oh, I saw it. I missed it. All right.
Somebody said we missed super chats. I don't see any super chats I missed.
Okay.
So I don't know what they're referring to. Now the system just turned
Itself
off.
Sound effects chat.
Turn itself off.
It's Miller time.
Is it going to turn back on again, or? Well, that's weird. Why did it do that? Turn this back on. I want to go full screen so I can see what's happening.
Okay.
I also want to check our BIOS version on here, but that should not have turned off. I'm a little puzzled. Here we go.
I told you put too much compound.
Yeah, that's what did it.
There you go.
Okay, so it says it's an i9-9980XE with 131
System will shut
1,000
down in 15
megabytes.
seconds. No current, blah, 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 blah. The keyboard
After
won't
15
detect
seconds.
after 15 seconds.
Press enter. Why is it? Why didn't I? Wait, I'm gonna do it again. Well, at least it's telling me it's shutting off. So I guess it was supposed to. But it's saying it didn't detect a keyboard. Is that right? Got keyboard installed. Maybe I'll plug it into a black USB port here. It's actually BIOS flashback. I don't want to use that. Let's see what it says. Press enter to recover BIOS. USB overcurrent status detected. Oh, that's concerning.
Keyboard.
And we don't have anything plugged in but the USB keyboard. So it's shutting off because it's claiming there's voltage coming in from the USBs. But you know what? If any of the pins on the board are bent and touching each other, that could cause that error for the USB 2. But the pins all look straight and happy, unless it's a USB 3 pin. I better get my glasses and take a look very closely to see if any of these pins are touching. No, those look good. These are all straight, nothing touching here. Nothing touching there. No, everything looks good. So I'm going to unplug. Oh, I already unplugged the keyboard and mouse. Let me turn it on again without the keyboard,
and mouse and see if you get the same
Yeah. There we go
thing.
again.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting. How
Now,
could?
if any of these switches are in the wrong position, that might also be a problem.
But I see that they're all in the off
Well,
position.
those three, but there's
yeah.
also another one. Isn't there? Didn't I
No,
see another
all
one?
three are in the off.
Is there only three? No, there's another switch.
Oh.
So there's four.
Is that in the off or on?
We have a retry button, a safe boot, and a BIOS switch button.
Here's our BIOS. Press delete. We can't because we don't have a keyboard.
USB device overcurrent status detected.
USB device. No keyboard detected.
We're running version 0224 on the BIOS, so we can look and see if we have a newer version right now. So let me go back to my main OBS page here so we can see what's going on, and we'll go full screen back on camera 1.
Chat? Anybody? Anybody? Thoughts?
Someone said try reseating the motherboard battery, wherever that is. It's probably underneath this big plate here. Well buried, I can say that. I wonder if I can load that ASUS website yet. It's still going to give us a blank. Still a blank screen. Let's see if I search for a BIOS. Maybe I could go to a different page.
BIOS.
Well, this is an Extreme, but not the Extreme Encore. Drivers and tools, BIOS and firmware. Do we see as what it was at 224? I want Extreme Encore. These details are important when you're looking for the BIOS. If they have an Extreme and they have an Encore, it's a good way to get the wrong BIOS.
And this says Extreme Encore.
Rampage. Oops. But at least this page is loading.
There
Okay,
you go.
Rampage Extreme Encore, BIOS and firmware. It's saying 1004.
Back in April.
And what did it say we had? I thought it started with a 2. Let's take another look. Let's go back, turn this back on again. Let's give it a second. Again, I don't have the keyboard or mouse plugged in here. Revision 0224. 0224. All right, so that explains why we're seeing a number 1.
Okay.
So if we look in that list, if I go back up to, let's see if I can capture the window here for everybody. So if we look here, BIOS 1004, and then if I see all downloads, there should be a 0224 in here. Wow. Well, how many BIOSes are we behind? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can do BIOS flashback. I never really show people how to do that because I don't have boards often that support it.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to grab that file right there and we're going to extract it. Click extract all. And we're going to copy this file. Oh, I guess people can't see that because we're just capturing the one page there. And I'll go back to camera 1. And what we're going to do is we need an empty flash drive. This one ought to do it just fine. We have to go to a working computer to grab the latest BIOS. And I'm going to then copy that file over to the flash drive.
Okay.
Now we have to rename this file for flashback to work. If we want to do it in the BIOS, which I can't do because I can't seem to get in there, then we don't have to rename it. We shouldn't have to. But if we want to use BIOS flashback, then we need to rename this file. And we need to rename it as, just told me, r6ee.cap. It's telling me to use the BIOS renamer, which I think we have to do that. So the BIOS renamer is just renaming it for us.
Oh.
So I will now copy the renamed file and put it on the flash drive. And that'll be the only thing on this flash drive. So there's no concern about the thing not working right. And I want to make sure this flash drive is formatted in like FAT32 and not NTFS.
Okay.
So that could be a problem. So I'll right click on the flash drive and go to format.
Switch it.
And I'll switch it to FAT32 because the BIOS may not see NTFS.
Okay.
It might not. I'm sure the instructions probably tell you if that's important. And now with the BIOS renamed and the flash drive formatted as FAT32, which has to be a 32 gig or smaller flash drive. So this is a 16 gig flash drive.
Okay.
And it's a 16 meg BIOS file. Pretty big BIOS. Now, to use this BIOS flashback, what we do is on the back of the motherboard here, there's a USB port back here. And it's a little different than all the others. It's got a little, it's highlighted right in here. And it says BIOS right here on the edge of it. So I'm going to plug this in. And then there's usually a button you press. So right here, there's another square. And there's a clear CMOS button back here, which an ordinary board doesn't have. Should we go to the a wireless camera and we'll see if we can get some close-ups of this. Is it turned on? There it is.
Not all boards have this, correct?
Usually the higher end boards. And so if you look real closely on the back of the board right here, see how that one USB port right there says BIOS? Only one. You see how it's got a square around it?
Yep.
So we're going to plug the flash drive in here. But if you look over on this side of the board, we've got a BIOS reset button.
Okay.
And then this right here also has the white square and it says BIOS flashback.
Okay.
The way this works is you hold this button in
Okay.
and it starts to blink. This could take up to 10 minutes. It's excruciatingly long. Now, if you look up here at the top of the flash drive, you may start seeing the read-write light indicator on the flash drive. That's why I like flash drives that have the light.
Gotcha.
You see this indicator just went silent. And you'll see the board's not powered on at all.
Nope.
Now look up here.
Update did not complete.
So we'll just take that like this. That's not good. So I'm going to reset the BIOS. And I'll push this in again. It may be that the FAT32 isn't
Compatible in the NT.
Here. Whoops, I want to do this one more time because I want to show everybody what it's doing. So I hit the reset, then I hold this button in, and then over here, it won't get past stage 1. So that indicates to me it can't read the flash drive. Yeah, see, that's happening way too quickly.
Okay.
Let me give you that back. And so I'm going to go ahead and take the flash drive, and we'll reset the BIOS again. And I'm going to step around here, and I'm going to try, just for giggles, we will go back to the flash drive. There it is. I'm going to format it. What are the choices besides FAT? We've got exFAT and NTFS. I'll try NTFS. I suspect it's not going to work. So we format that, and then I'll once again copy the BIOS file that's been renamed back onto the flash drive.
Okay.
So same flash drive, different format. Come back around here, pull this out, plug it in over here. That's why it's important you only have one file on the flash drive. It has to go into this slot. And then I hold this button in, and it lights up, and it says up USB BIOS flashback stage 1. See if it goes any further. I've never seen this before. This is a nice touch. So we're still not able to read. That's essentially what it's telling us.
Okay.
So there's only one other format left to try, which is exFAT. I'll give that a shot and see if that makes any difference. I'm just guessing. I could just read the directions. You know, where's the fun in that?
And the odds of it being a bum flash drive.
Oh, no, the flash drive's working. That doesn't mean it's compatible.
Right.
There could be a compatibility issue as well. That can happen. So let's do this as
FAT. See.
exFAT. EXFAT.
Yeah.
External. I think it's external. So that's very quick. It's done.
Paste.
And we'll copy the renamed BIOS file back onto the flash drive again. It could even be a size problem. It could be the flash drive's too big. We're going to try. This is the last time I can try with this flash drive because there's no other.
Right.
So BIOS there. Hold the button in. There it goes. It's on stage 1. And I suspect it's still going to fail. Yeah. So reset again. When this happens, the next thing I would do is find just the cheapest flash drive I've got. So before I confuse myself, I'm going to erase this flash drive and reformat it again.
Okay.
The flash drive's not even appearing in my BIOS anymore. Where'd it go? Well, that's not good. It's not even there anymore.
I was right. It's a bad flash drive.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, I hear the
little.
There it is. It just took a while to initiate.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's format this again. I'll put it back the way it was. Which is FAT32.
Reformat.
So we're formatting that flash drive so I don't.
There's nothing on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it'll go back in the drawer for future projects. And I don't have to go, what's this? Am I saving this? And I'm going to grab
A little guy.
I'll use my old traditional BIOS flash
Okay.
drive here. And it's got some BIOSes on it. So I'm going to go ahead and erase those. And then I will put the rename BIOS we need over here. Perfect. So this is good. And back around one more time, see if we have better luck here. Into the BIOS USB port. We hold this button in. Now this one will be really obvious when it starts to read because that light's going to blink. We should see that light blinking. It didn't even start. It never even began.
No.
If there are cables inside of the USB ports, if there are metal touching inside, that could cause a short circuit and could result in that error. So if you bring the camera way down in here and look inside and see if you see anything damaged or broken in any of the USB ports, because that could cause that error message. Thank you. Does it look good? Let's go a little to the right.
What do you
I think I know why somebody returned it. So the pins we're looking at are at the top. They're facing down. And if they stuck something in there, if they jammed something in there and it bent those pins and they're touching up here on the top, that would create a short circuit and it would result in a similar symptom. Yeah.
But then would that make all the USBs not function? One bad one.
Well, the only other thing I can think of is that we have to update this BIOS to a previous one.
Flashlight. Mm-hmm.
So let me look at the documentation and see if we get any hints or clues.
It's here in the box. May have to.
No, I mean here online.
Yep.
And let's do, let's see, where's my, right here. So here's the website for BIOS 1004. And then there's 0901. I don't see any warnings to use an earlier. I mean, we've got a number of updates here. It went from 224 to 0401. So let's just grab 0401 for the heck of it.
Okay.
And then
Try it.
yeah, let's just try it. So I've downloaded the file, going to extract it, run the BIOS renamer file program. So it renames it the same way as what we've already done previously. And then we'll put that one on top of what's in the flash drive now, which I have to plug in.
So then this one's the next one after the one that's currently on the board, correct? You're
Yeah,
not
instead of
you're not-
jumping to the latest
the
one,
7 one, you're going to the next one.
I'm going as though it should have been, right?
Right.
That somebody would have got each BIOS
Yeah.
one by one. Now, you shouldn't have to do that. However,
Let's try it.
usually the motherboard manufacturer will alert you that if there's a prerequisite requirement
Right.
of an earlier BIOS. So this time I've turned power off to the power supply just to reset everything.
Can they see that, or are you still on the full screen?
No, we're still on. So we're gonna hit this. It'll start to blink. I want to see this red light come on the flash drive. It's not even trying.
Right.
Not even trying. Try one other thing here. I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna hold this in. Now I'll let it go. I don't think that's gonna make any difference. The fact that it doesn't even try. This would be a similar symptom if we plug this into the wrong USB port. So there's another thing we can try, and that's to just do a regular flash on it and see if we might have any luck, or if we're going to continue to get USB voltage errors, because we've reset the BIOS now a few times.
Okay.
And who knows? Maybe that'll help. I don't know. So let's turn this back on. And we'll go back to this screen here. And you can go ahead. Thank you. And hopefully we'll get a boot up here in a minute. But because I've reset the BIOS, it has to retrain everything again.
Yep.
And this is what happens when you get used parts, by the way. This is the risk you take. And if you're a technical person and you enjoy challenges, understand that you're increasing your odds with each returned product. And we don't know what the cause of it is here. And we're getting a no signal on this because it's still, as I mentioned, training everything all over again. We basically reset the BIOS each time I hit that button on the back. So we will patiently wait for it to come up. There it goes. I'll start hitting delete.
Still says it.
Yeah. Interesting. Isn't that fascinating? So here's my dilemma. Because we have this problem now, I don't know if it's because of the RAM or the CPU or the board. I mean, I know it's not the cooler, but the USB over voltage error could also be a result of any of those little switches being in the wrong position. So while I've got the web page up and running, I'm going to go to the manual for this motherboard and find the English edition of the user's manual. We're going to grab that real quick. Because I made sure I bought everything from Amazon Warehouse, there's no risk. So I can return things. And I want to see what the default position of these switches are.
Ooh, more thunder.
And we can show everybody this screen.
Okay.
Should be able to go to that. So this is the manual. And what I'm interested in are those little switches. This is all the features, parts.
Here we go.
All right, so we have all these, so there's these little push switches here, but I'm interested in the sliding switches.
Those little on and off.
Let's see which the default setting is. So it does say, just as Tony said, to use B1, A1, C1, and D1, and that's exactly what we did.
Okay.
And it shows it was 6 modules or 8 modules. So that's why there's a couple different layouts there. And the expansion slots, and all of the bandwidth and lanes available. Onboard buttons and switches.
Here we go.
Start button, flex key button to reboot the system. You can also configure and assign the button. Well, that's interesting, such as safe boot, or to turn the motherboard lighting on and off. There's a safe boot option. Safe boot temporarily applies safe settings to the BIOS. Interesting. The retry button is specifically designed for overclockers. We're not going to use that. The BIOS switch comes with 2 BIOS chips. Press the BIOS switch button to switch the BIOS and load different BIOS settings. That's interesting. We could try that. And then we've got the slow mode, which is off. Used to be roll off, right?
Correct.
So it is off by default. The pause switch allows you to freeze the system at a hardware level, thus allowing you to adjust your settings or heavy overclocking. Default is off.
Off.
And then there's the RSVD switch, which is reserved for authorized technicians of ASUS. That is also off. Then there's a full speed mode. That's the one that's a little located away from the other ones a bit over here. And the default on that is also off. Is that off?
Off.
Full speed mode allows you to set all connected fans to run at 100% PWM when enabled, so that doesn't really help us. Then there's jumpers. So there's an LN2 jumper, and that helps optimize this motherboard to remedy the cold boot bug during post and help the system boot sucks. So LN2 should be on pins 1 and 2.
Must be this, yeah.
And does it have pin numbers? Pins 1 and 2 are to your left. Yeah, it's on pins 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So optimize the motherboard to remedy the cold boot bug. It doesn't really explain what the cold boot bug is. So I suppose we could move it just to see. It's not gonna hurt any. Can't make it any worse.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and hit that start button for me.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Could be an issue with, you know what? I just realized, I just saw something here. Turn this, where's my switch? Can I see this camera, please? Thank you.
You saw something.
I see something that might be the cause of the problem. If I'm lucky, this is all it is. And there's a lesson to be learned here. You see these 2 connectors?
Mm-hmm.
Can you move this out of the camera?
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice anything?
Yeah, one's not seated. Or they're not even, which
It's not going in.
we yank it out and try to. Ah.
What do you think?
Even Steven.
Does it look good now?
Yeah. Go ahead and hit the.
Yeah, hit the button for me. See if we have any better luck this time.
Here we go. Nothing.
Oh, I
Steady now. All right.
I was already switching over to that camera. I have to put the switch back on. All right.
Now. Ding.
That's not stressful at
Okay.
all. All right, so once again, we're back at the no signal page. That's the full output of the
Do you want
system
to keep
we're on.
hitting delete or you don't?
I'll get ready to hit delete.
I can't believe that would be it. Do you?
Yeah.
You think that was it?
I'm hoping.
Okay. There's always hope.
It's time
Was
for
it?
you,
Wasn't
like,
that?
please let me be wrong.
Wasn't that Shawshank Redemption? Hope is a terrible
That's a 4-letter word.
word. Just like work, which I don't do. All right.
What are you doing now?
Nothing.
Well, then I don't have to pay you.
Okay.
Now, that should take a moment, like I said.
Yeah, because it's got to rethink, right?
Mm-hmm. And here we go. Hit delete. Come on, baby. We're not having any luck here.
Press F1 to run setup.
We're not getting the USB, are
No,
we?
we're not.
Did I not plug the keyboard back in?
Yes, you did. Is it turned on? I turned it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not working. But this poses the next question, which is, can I use the BIOS flashback now?
Ah.
So you can put that down. Thanks.
Yeah.
We're not on that camera.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and I've left the BIOS flash drive in there.
Okay.
So we'll hit the button this time. Well, can I let's do this. Let's go back and have you
Here.
right there. Push this, turn this back on. Hold this in now.
See if we get flashy.
Let's see if we get, I want to see this light blinking on and off. Nope. It's not solving our problem. There's one other possibility that could be happening here. Okay, we're good. You can. So what may be happening is I don't know if this power connector is required. This could be the issue.
But it didn't come with the. Would it be in the box here?
Maybe.
Maybe.
But let's take a look at the manual and see what it says about it.
Chat, little help, assistant.
Well, they might be talking to us. We can't see them right now. Michael Dane contributed $10. He goes, to that machine and the Mitch. So that machine you and the Mitch are building is, wow, what a machine according to the specs. Hey, thanks, Michael.
And who's Michael? The man.
That's right. And Marty OL with $20 says, hey, Carrie and Mitch, hello to the chat.
Yay, Marty.
Thanks, guys.
Let's just read chat whether somebody has a suggestion. ASUS is flaky. I wouldn't,
Let's take a look here. They're suggesting we try a wired keyboard. That's a really good
idea.
Yeah.
I'm glad I thought of it. Just kidding.
You know, I bought this keyboard on Amazon for $16, brand new.
Ah.
And it's just, look how cute this is.
Yeah. And it lights up, right?
Uh-huh.
You don't, but this lights.
I'm lit up right now.
Okay, all right. Yeah, red for live it. All right. Why isn't this working?
I'm actually kind of enjoying this
Yeah.
because it's not going to a customer. And I kind of like that things aren't going well because it makes the video more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as though we're next page.
Scripted, yeah.
It's totally unscripted. One take. Who would do this to themselves? I mean, seriously.
So you don't want the BIOS in there. You just want to see whether this keyboard works. There you go.
Okay. So I want to step around this side. Make sure the switch is on. And you want to hit the power button for me?
Yep. You ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Okay. We're going to get that no signal screen.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the delete button on this keyboard? Uh-oh, can't find it. Where's F1 on this keyboard? Oh, hands me my glasses. My glasses! I can't see my glasses without my glasses.
Still thinking.
Boy, it's taking a while. Still taking a while.
Here we go.
No, it's just not doing a thing.
No keyboard detected.
Yeah, so even though we have a keyboard plugged in and it's got voltage, it's working, the
Update,
system's not acknowledging it's there.
update memory or the RAID configuration after setting up Intel.
Okay, so a couple of things. Let me switch this back off. And one here. So I want to move that little BIOS jumper that I had moved earlier. I'm going to put it back because that obviously hasn't made any difference at all. And I'm wondering if that 6-pin connector is necessary. So I wanted to refer back to the motherboard manual, see what it says about that power connector up there. It might be required. It's like on the Thready. Thready needed 3 of those. And Anthony was like, Kerry, that ain't going to work without the 3rd one.
Oh.
And on these lower end boards that I'm used to working on, like the consumer boards, those are optional. So what I'm curious about is when we get to the power connectors part of this manual, and I'll let everybody kind of join us what we're looking at here. What I'm looking for is eventually we're going to get to the power connectors. There's a lot of connectors on this board. These are not only expensive boards, they're complicated. RGB headers, of course. And
At $750, this should do everything but yodel. And I would
No,
expect
it
I would
should
expect it should.
Power connectors allow you to connect your motherboard to power supply, don't fit one orientation, blah, 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 blah. Now there's the one I'm talking about, E-ATX 12 volt -3, and there's 1 and 2, and I've got all 3, but I don't have the 4th one. Do not connect the 6-pin plug only. The motherboard may overheat. Ensure the 8-pin power plug or connect both the 8-pin and 6-pin. Both! We recommend power supply unit of a minimum 350 watts. So what am I supposed to use? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. According to what I'm reading, we need to use that. So in the motherboard box, let's see if they gave us an adapter. Otherwise, since the output on the power supply for the CPU power and PCI Express power are the same, then it looks like we can use a graphics card power connector there. But I just want to make sure I don't have the pinouts wrong. I mean, theoretically, it shouldn't even
Now,
fit.
do you lift the motherboard and can I slip the box out and you just set the motherboard down?
Sure, that's a great
Okay,
idea.
yeah. Tell me when you got it.
I got it.
Okay. Yeah. Set that down and we'll open this up. Look for the
So I'm looking in here for a power connector, power adapter. What is this right here? Whoa. What does that do? I don't even know what that's for. It's funky. Oh, there comes a little screwdriver kit in here.
Oh.
Wi-Fi antenna. These are the quick connects. USB with utilities and drivers inside. Oh, it's got a little flash drive. Instead of coming with a CD,
Look at
it's got a little tiny ASUS branded flash drive with all your drivers and utilities on it.
pretty sweet.
That's what's in that little package right there.
Okay.
See, get a free $3 flash drive when you spend $750 on your motherboard.
Okay.
But that's nothing we need.
Yeah, where's the manual?
Well, I don't care about the manual, I care about the power connector.
Yeah.
So this is that, remember I said it wasn't a RAM socket in this bag, is I believe this holds another M2 drive. You are right though. Here's the manual. It's not to be. There's no manual. Oh, wait, here it is. It's just black. Matches the color of the box. There you go. Wow, that's what you call a manual. It's like when you get a new car.
Ooh,
Look at
very,
all the go faster stickers.
very snuffy.
Yeah, I don't need any of this crap.
Okay.
But it is in there. Missing. Imagine being the guy at Amazon that takes this back and has to make sure everything's in the box to resell it. How do you know? Okay, so you know what this tells me, Mitch? Tells me that a PCI motherboard, a GPU power connector is going to be what we need. So over here, you put our extra power cables, right?
Yes, sir.
We sure as hell gave us enough of them.
But we're gonna want to put that motherboard back on the box.
Yeah, let's
don't
do
want to scratch that lazy Susan.
Yeah, this board's heavy, and if it drags
Yeah.
across this lazy Susan, it's going to leave a mark.
Tell me when you got
It's
it.
going to leave skid
Yeah,
marks.
tell me when you got it.
Got it. All right.
This is kind of a learning experience. I gotta give you that. So
Yeah, there's only $4,000 in play.
Yeah.
It's not like there's any big deal.
Yeah.
My baby. Now I'm paranoid of all those
Right,
connectors.
connectors, yeah.
Oh, I can see now. Thank you. We don't need no stinking lights.
I just don't think this is going to be it. I mean, not the rain on your parade.
Jeez.
Not the rain on your parade.
Again, you don't believe in me? Breaking my heart,
All right,
man.
okay.
If I had one.
All right.
All right.
So now we're plugged into the wired keyboard. Okay.
Go ahead and hit the start button for me. Stand a wrist off with 2 pounds. Says plug a card reader with USB to the pin header. Why would I do that? Let's go back to HDMI 1 input and let's see if we get any better joy with the extra power. Waiting. Now we're back to the USB over current issue. Huh. What if it's the power supply? What if this power supply is bad? I mean, we are having a power related issue here.
Okay. You got a 750 laying around? You must have a 750.
Yeah, of course I do. So that definitely didn't help things. Geez, that's a lot of power connectors. You know, it could be a good power supply, but they could be damaged in the connector itself too. That's what happens when you get used parts.
Was that power supply new, or was that a return?
That's a return. Everything was returned except the video card we're using is stock I've got. And of course the case, which I saved $50 on, new. So Here's a 750. Can you open that up for me?
Yeah. Let me show you this. So come around here.
Sure.
You know how, see how that's lifting the card? Yeah,
Yeah, it
normally.
needs to go to the edge.
Yeah, so just,
Oh, that could have created the last error. That could have, so the card could have been lifted up
right,
with these.
out of the socket.
That's a good catch. But
Yep.
we're going to still try a different power supply.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I'm on a roll now. I can't stop.
Teamwork, chat. That's what we're talking about.
Does it make the dream work?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know what the dream is, though, for a system to boot. I need another Gatorade, Mitch. Do you need anything?
No.
Maybe a Blue Moon?
No.
I'm gonna start drinking on this broadcast.
Hey, I was just thinking, next week you get the second jab, right? Next week, the 28th?
Anytime now.
Oh,
Ever
did
since Tuesday, I was.
Oh,
it's been
did you?
4 weeks
So you're
since the first injection.
But you got to make it. No, you don't have to make
No,
an
you just
appointment.
walk
Yeah,
in.
you just walk in. Yeah,
It's tough to do that and be here and do this at the same time.
that's true.
You know, if we want to test USB voltages, Mitch,
Okay.
on Amazon they sell these things for about $10, and you plug it into your USB port, and it'll give you all the voltage information and temperature coming off the USB port on an LCD screen or an LED screen right here. And I'll talk more about this in a future video. It's just coincidence I have it and I haven't made the video yet. So but this may be something I'm going to use today.
Brand new in a box. No, in a box. I love it. All right, here you go, Carrie.
These power supplies were $135 each at Amazon, brand new. They have a 10-year warranty on them.
Woo!
Thank you. I'll take that.
Ooh, you get a free shaving kit. A nice
That's right.
nice DOP kit, as we say, to take on the road. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this in the car in case I need a quick voltage boost.
Well,
Are we tallying up how much all these parts are?
No.
Do I keep opening up?
but if you use the next one, I call dibs on the next DOP kit. You know,
We call dibs on what?
the next one. If you use that power supply in a different build with another one, I want one of these nice kits.
Oh, you want the bag?
I like the bag. Yeah.
Oh, you just want the bag?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The
How
next
many? How many do you want?
the next one. Oh,
There's no shortage.
okay. Yeah.
Is it? You like that color?
I do. Yeah. Purple rain. All right.
It's a satchel,
All
but
right.
it's not that bag. You Philistine
But like you said, stuff for the car, doodads in there. Yeah, very nice.
doodads.
Yeah. Now seat them in. Hear the click. Little tug,
Yeah.
like you always do. Okay.
I plugged the wrong end in. Thought that went in too easy.
Yeah. No rushy. All right. Okay.
It's seating better than the Seasonic one for sure. The Seasonic one was really tight. You understand this board's a complex board, why somebody might return it because they got in over their head with it. They just think more power. More is better. But it's much more complicated of a build.
You know, and I thought I was shooting the lock off when my last motherboard, my last motherboard, I think was 350. That's a lot for a motherboard.
Compared to 750.
No, not the 750 here. So I heard the click.
Would you call me?
Yeah.
Does this feel like deja vu to you too? Keep all that together so you don't want to mix your modular cables up between power supply manufacturers because they might look the same and click the same, but it could actually not be the same, and then that would be bad, okay? All right, so power time, power, voltage. Yeah, why don't you hit that power button for me there, Mitchell?
All right, here we go.
All right. What do you guys think? Does this
I'm
make any difference at all?
I'm crossing my fingers and all 12 toes. All right, here we go.
All right, we'll go back to, let's see, let's put us in the corner again. Wishful thinking that we'll actually need to be there for a while.
Yeah. What do you feel like eating tonight? I don't know.
It's a good question. I kind of want to go back to the wings place again. Maybe my guy's working there. He took care of us really good last time.
Come on.
You can do it.
Come on. Fresh power.
We still have a USB device over current. So there's a voltage related issue here. And of course, the system's going to shut itself off. And there's another thing we can try. I keep coming up with different ideas. The more I look at it, the more I think about it. So we'll shut that off. And let me go back to full screen on us. And let's get rid of this keyboard. Do me a favor, grab that. Here, hold the keyboard for a second, will you? $16 keyboard. $16.
Nice.
It was this or eating at Subway.
With their fake tuna? Oh, no, they got new tuna. Okay. No.
Poor tuna's always getting bad press. Tuna needs a better PR agent.
All right, what's your idea?
Because this video card's not sitting well in this socket,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to remove it. And the latch was latched. Well, that's tight.
Use your tool.
Yeah, you're right. Gary Holzman's
There.
GPU removal tool.
Shazam.
Everybody should have at least 3 of these. That way, when you can actually afford to buy a GPU, you'll be ready to remove it when it breaks. Look how it made that.
Are you going to try a different graphics card?
Yes, I am. Because, I'm swimming in graphics cards over here.
Ooh, the perfect backstrap.
Still raining
That's
outside.
as
I can
light as
hear
a
it.
feather. I'll see if it's properly tuned. It's
What
off.
graphics card do I want to use?
Almost tuna. That's good. Uncle Kerry, somebody says remove the CMOS for 10 seconds. What's that? The battery? I don't even see.
Yeah,
I don't even see a battery on this.
it's underneath it. We talked about that already. It's nice when people jump in.
Ooh.
Here's an old GTX 550 Ti. It's got a little dust on it.
Okay.
And we'll plug that in. Now this does need a 6-pin power connector.
Gotcha.
Better get my glasses on.
Let me have a flashlight. I'll give you some light.
I don't need a flashlight. Come
Don't
on.
need any light.
I work in the dark.
Crack.
Sometimes I do my best work in the dark.
Yeah. Crack.
Yeah.
And you're alone too.
This won't seat. You see this hook?
Yeah. Nope.
There it goes. So I need a 6-pin CPU power. I mean, Graphics card power.
No HDMI.
Oh, I'm gonna need a, what's it got, DVI back
Yeah.
there? Solution for that too. Put that there.
How old is the card?
It's pretty old.
Okay.
Pretty old. They don't make them like they used to,
There
bitch.
are people that would kill for that.
Yeah, those are sad people if they'd want to. If they'd kill for that. Oh, that has a micro HDMI up there.
Oh.
All right, let's try that one. Unky Mitch.
All right.
Whiz, 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 whiz. All right, you want to hit the power cable on that?
Okay.
I mean the power button, not the power cable. Power to button.
You ready?
Sure, sure, why not?
All right. I got fan spin on the graphics card. I don't think this is going to do it. Not to be a negative Nelly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were right last time, so why don't you just, be on my side for once?
It's going to work.
Probably should plug your keyboard and mouse into it though, huh?
Yeah.
Let's give it a second. I just heard the fan slow down.
Can't stand the tension.
Ooh, just shut off. What was that all about?
And then it's turned back on. That's a good sign, right? That's a good
Different,
sign.
isn't it?
That's different. Yeah. And turn back on. So it might be thinking.
Let's see. CPU codes. Yeah, it's just going through its diagnostics. There we go.
Here we go. Come on. No USB. No USB.
It's doing something.
Then. Okay.
VGA card is not supported by UEFI driver. Settings have been changed for better compatibility. No keyboard. System will shut down after 15 seconds. Well, there's a lot of message there. Okay, so I'll plug the keyboard and mouse in this time. I'm kind of curious about this BIOS flashback now. Nope. Still no joy on that one. That's okay. At least it's consistent. Consistency is important when we're diagnosing a problem. We want to make sure that we're able to reproduce the problem. So we know when we fixed it.
So you got a keyboard in. So now
So we're back to the original Wi-Fi wireless keyboard and mouse. And
on this one, not that one. This one. Yeah.
well, this one's on the streamer.
Okay. So you'll get ready to hit delete on that.
No, well, actually, yeah, I should. Dom Perrotta has contributed $9.99. He says, I'm coming in late and paying my dues. Hey, Dom, thank you also for joining us. Is it booting? So it's shut off again because we reset the BIOS. It's going to do that whole thing again with the turning off CSM.
Feel it.
Oh, now you're feeling it's going to work?
Yeah.
Well, where was that feeling an hour and a half ago?
Yeah. Confidence. All right.
Well, you should see a doctor about
All right.
that. All right, VGA cards not supported. If no adjustments are needed, press F2. I don't think it's going to accept F2. No keyboard detected. System will shut down. So still not detecting. Oops, sorry. Not detecting our USB port over there. We'll detect the USB port over here. In other words, is it a bank of USBs that might be bad?
Try that. Yeah.
Let's try again. Gary, did you try the renamer file? Yeah, we've already been there, done that. I don't know why people keep mentioning it. It's almost like they're not watching. I appreciate the suggestions, guys, but I'd appreciate it more if you saw what we've already tried. But yeah, it's been renamed. In fact, renamed 2 different BIOSes, 2 different flash drives. It's consistent.
Nope.
Yeah, so we're still back to square one on this, and it's still not going to allow any keyboard input here.
You want to try the wired one just for grins? I mean,
No.
No.
There is potentially, going back to that whole 6-pin power connector again, we still may need to revisit that. So I'm going to just try it.
Okay.
Because before we could have had the voltage error from when you noticed the video card wasn't seated straight. So when things like that happen, it can throw off diagnostics.
Kill the power. Or I turn it off. And
Yeah.
You're gonna.
Good catch. So plug that in, and then right over here to back of the power supply. So all these cables just to power the motherboard, by the way. Okay, and back on. Go ahead and hit the switch for me. We'll see if we get that USB overcurrent again, because that's what did it before, and I don't know if it was because the graphics card kind of got pulled up a little bit.
But now you've got power in all 3 doodads over there.
All 3 doodads?
Yeah.
Well, technically there's 4 doodads.
Okay. Didn't you earlier you showed a USB thingy? Can we test that or no to see whether you're getting, what do you get out of one of those slots? 5 volts, the 3.5, what do you get out of?
Well, I'm sure it'll tell us.
Yeah.
Let's take a look just to see what this added power connector does. Because
Extra power.
see what it says. USB device overcurrent status. We're right back to that again. Interesting. Or not. So what kind of power are we getting out of those USB ports? So again, we've got this little device here that we can try and see what it says. I'm going to unplug this 6-pin power because it certainly appears that it's not happy.
Put it back in the bag.
Let me get the wire tie on it. There's that. And I'll plug this in. We should already get voltage. Let me grab this camera.
Here, I'll take it.
Let's go to, let me see here. We're going to go to the wireless camera. Make sure they're fully seated here. So when I plug this device in, it's going to give us information about the USB. Can you see that okay on the screen?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It looks like we're getting 5 volts out. Seems like it's happy. The idea is that you plug another USB in on this side of things. Didn't realize there's plastic on there.
Oh, so you can plug in your keyboard.
So you can see how much voltage something's pulling.
Okay.
These are like $10 on Amazon, $12. I'm happy with all that.
Yeah.
It seems like it's happy, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Putting out 5 volts like there should. Five volts. There's a lot of USB ports to check on this. 5 volts. 5 volts. So the BIOS, the one that we plug the BIOS chip in, you know, for the BIOS flashback, you notice there's no voltage to that when it's off.
Okay.
And I think I missed one of these. So there's 1, 2, 3. Like if any of these were shorted out, we'd see that, you know, 5 volts wouldn't be 5 volts, it'd be something else. So the USB issue seems to be internal to something else. I just noticed the different audio ports on this have lights in them. Very strange. Do me a favor, turn that machine on. We'll watch the diagnostics.
Go ahead and hit start.
Yeah.
Here we go.
See where we're getting hung up.
Code EBD. Oh, it changed. Code 3222.
I mean, obviously it's getting through all this because it does post.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it hangs around that VGA one for a while, doesn't it? It does not like that graphics card one bit.
No. Yeah. And it shut itself off.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go back over to camera 1. You hit Control F on that. Oh, wait. Now Control F.
Control F. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm about out of ideas at this point, and I'm kind of stuck. I need to maybe do a little research on this. My basic diagnostic skills at the top of my head are exhausted, and I'm getting hungry. What about you?
Oh, yeah.
Jeet.
No. You?
Did you call me?
Yeah.
So the board is sort of working. You know, a bad memory module could cause this, by the way. It's possible. We've tried 2 different video cards, 2 different power supplies. I'm pretty confident the power supply is fine and the video card's, I know the video card's fine, but as far as any potential
And I watched you seat all the, so it's not like you got one RAM that's maybe half seated. I watched you click them all in, and
any sort of flaky electronic module could cause a short circuit that would result in bizarre errors like this. And we'll just take a quick look in the chat room and see what folks in the chat room got to say. John Paul Bacon recommends we try the other PCIe slot. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let's see. Please, Drone Shots is writing, please note you may still encounter the postcode error if you do not properly disconnect the AC adapter from your PC before updating the BIOS by USB flash. What AC adapter? There's no AC adapter. I'm not sure what that's a reference to. Looking through the comments.
You look while I take a peek. Is it still raining? Let me take a look. See here, just a little look.
Yeah, it's weird. The whole day, it's like not got any brighter or darker. It's been
No,
the same sort of.
No, it's
Still raining.
it's just tittling down.
Is it spitting?
No, it's pretty steady. Yeah. Good for the desert, though.
Rain One Full contributes $2 Canadian. He says, "Good day, Carrie, Mitch. Toto still rules."
Oh yes. If you go to YouTube,
I'm smiling. Maybe smiling in such a expensive build isn't working.
it's interesting, you know. And
It
again,
is very interesting.
and again, like Carrie said, the worst you send it back. They're going to send you another one.
Well, that's true. Like I can
Yeah.
I can either send this back to Amazon for a refund and then pay full price for another one, or I can do an RMA with ASUS and only pay for the shipping to ASUS. It's a pretty heavy board, but still, I'm still getting the deal. But that's assuming, like, I'm not convinced yet I have a motherboard problem. I'm convinced this is more of a user-related problem, and it's such a high-end board. I think this is user-created.
Yep.
I don't recall ever seeing a board do this. I've always been able to correct this. If you look at my past videos, we've seen this error message before on other boards.
Yeah.
And I've always corrected it. I've never sent a board back for that. So I'm not going to give up just that easy. And I've got the whole warranty period of time to deal with it. I wish I had a spare CPU I could slap in there just to see.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to tell you, just yesterday I went online and in Phoenix, we have a concert place called Celebrity Theater. And I think on September 25th, Burton Cummings, who's the lead singer of the Guess Who, and Randy Bachman was the lead guitarist of Bachman Turner Overdrive and the Guess Who. They now tour together, so I got a front row seat for Bachman Cummings there, and so it says in the blurb that they'll play stuff from BTO and obviously stuff from the Guess Who, and so
What's the Guess Who sing? I always confuse them with the Who.
No Sugar Tonight, and American Woman. And Bachman Turner Overdrive is Let It Ride and Taking Care of Business. So they'll, of course, do those two big hits. So I went on.
But you ain't seen nothing yet?
You ain't seen nothing yet. So the theater is in the round. So there are plenty of front row seats. So I got myself a seat. That's Saturday, September 25th. And then Sunday, the 26th, is Get the Let Out, the greatest.
Oh, a Led Zeppelin tribute band.
So. And if you want to go, Chuckles, I have 2 front row seats.
Oh, really?
Dead center. So I know you're not big on crowds where there's going to be nobody. It's us.
Bands don't like me in the front row. Let me tell you why.
It's us on the stage.
And they're like jamming out, and I just sit.
So
and they look at me like,
yeah.
Are you having a good time?
So 2 front row.
Stand up, clap your hands.
2 front row tickets, dead center. I've got my Get the Let Out T-shirt. The drummer knows me. So, yeah, again.
The drummer knows you?
Yeah, it's a friend of a friend. So, there, no one.
When is this?
That's Sunday, September 26th.
I will be in Michigan.
6th. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I close my eyes and I would gamble my life that I'm actually seeing the 4 original Led Zeppelin guys. It is so dead on precise, and they take pride in that boom, it sounds that great. And so I have to bring my earplugs, Uncle Kerry. I don't want to make my tinnitus any worse. Getting old, right? I have to bring my
tinnitus weird.
My own. That's officially how you say it, tinnitus.
What's the main concert arena in Arizona? That's what Kevin Smith wants to know.
I would
have about 6 of them.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Celebrity Theater, and then you've got
it's small.
You've got
the football stadium, the hockey stadium. Downtown, there's that concert venue.
And then out by Arizona State University, you have a thing called the Herberger Theater.
And Gamage.
And Gamage.
And Sun Devil Stadium.
So there's
and
there's a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The nice thing about the Celebrity in the round is that no seat is further than 75 feet from the stage.
Celebrity theaters.
So people, and they just spent 2 years ago $800,000 upgrading the inside sound system.
Pandemic, huh?
Yeah, sound system. So before I used to go, I would wince because their indoor sound was horrible, but they fixed that. So.
Well, I think we're gonna
Yeah.
take this as far as we can go because I'm getting a little hungry and I think it's affecting my ability to think straight now. But I'll work on it offline.
Mm-hmm.
My main concern is updating that BIOS. There's a number of new BIOSes. This board is quite old.
Okay.
For the board to have that BIOS version on it, this means this is old inventory. It might have been sitting around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'll try maybe I'll pull a couple sticks of RAM, just use 2 sticks of RAM. If those 2 sticks don't make a difference, I'll pull those 2 and replace them with the 2 I pulled.
Mm-hmm.
Try it that way. See if I get any different behavior output. I've got a bunch of other CPUs I bought returned because I'm a glutton for punishment.
Okay.
What did I get here? I've got...
But of course, those won't fit in the socket.
No. These are like for the 8-year build. These are i7 8700s. I've got 3 of them. They were like $100 off.
i7.
Yeah. Just an 8th gen. I've got a 9700K that was like $50 off. And another 9700K. So there's 5 of them. And I have to test them. These are all untested. And I think somebody sent me 5 B460 HD3 motherboards. Who did that? I'm pretty sure I didn't send them. They're $120 a piece. That's $600 worth of motherboards.
Yeah. No note, nothing.
I got no gift receipt.
Jeez.
I look through, because sometimes I order stuff and I can't remember, like, because I have so many things going on.
But you would have gone through that and seen 5 or 6
Yeah, it's
motherboards.
the quantity of
at
5.
So.
So I don't know who sent that to me, but yeah, 5 not returned. These are brand new, really hard to get. What do you call it? Hen's teeth?
Yeah, as rare as hen's teeth.
They're really hard to get, these boards, and they're in stock right now. You can get them.
Okay.
And the price has been fluctuating. Some days it's $119, some days it's $135, but at least they're in stock. So I've got 5 of those brand new, on top of the return boards I bought, on top of the cases sent by Intermax and Silverstone, and the power supply sent by Intermax and Silverstone, to do some more builds and more giveaways. And the folks at CDK Deals said they will provide me the Windows 10 professional licenses for those giveaways.
Nice.
Courtesy of them. And if you guys want real, legit, legal Windows 10 keys or Office keys at a fraction of the price, like Newegg was just advertising Windows 10 Home for $119. You can get Windows 10 Pro for $17, and it's the same thing. It's all legal. It's not pirated. This company's, I think they've got 72 employees, and they do about $16 million a year in business, and they've been around for years. And obviously, if it was a problem, by now Microsoft would have shut them down. But all the keys are all legal. They're all legit. And you just save a lot of money. And if you've got Windows Home and you want to upgrade to Pro, I do not advise it. I'm getting most of the people that complain are trying to upgrade their home to Pro. There's really no reason for anybody to do that, unless you're suddenly signing into a domain somewhere. I don't understand why anybody would do that. But it would require you to reformat the entire computer by using these keys the way they are. But you can, if you insist, if you're stubborn and you want to do it just because with no good reason, you can just Google, how to upgrade Windows 10 Home to Pro, and there's like 3 different steps. If this one doesn't work, try that. That's why it's such a pain, and it's all for nothing. In other words, once you're done, the only thing you're going to notice is the difference that it says Home or Pro instead of Home. And that's only if you go looking for it. So if you're running Windows 10 Home now, you're not missing out on anything with Windows 10 Pro. I still don't understand why people do this. I always install Windows 10 Pro because when a system's brand new, it costs me $2 difference. So I just give all my customers Pro. But if you've already got Home, I'd say leave it alone.
Yep.
Save your money and save your aggravation. But somebody mentions remote desktop in Windows 10 Pro. It's one of the most unsecured, most foolish things you could enable. Turning that remote desktop on. If you want remote access, you should use something like LogMeIn or TeamViewer, Instant House Call. Use something that's encrypted and use something that automatically does DNS resolution. Because when you turn remote desktop on, you have to do port forwarding on your router. And if your ISP changes your IP address at any given moment to your modem, you will no longer be able to connect unless you set up something DNS-wise to automate that process. It is extraordinarily complex, overly complicated, and it's one of those things where if you've got more time than money and you've got nothing else better to do, it's a great exercise in practicing your technical ability because it's extraordinarily complex. And it can shift and change, as I mentioned, when your IP address changes. And again, there's ways around that, but it was something as simple as TeamViewer. Heck, you can even use the free ultraviewer.net completely for free. And you have better security. You've got the DNS management, so if your IP address changes, it's encrypted, which the other one is not, and you don't have to do any router programming. And then, your router gets reset. Guess what? Your remote stops working, or you replace the router, your remote stops working. So for the technical people who like to get into all that waste of time because they think they're getting away with something, ultraviewer.net is free, and it'll cover all of that and more than you get from remote desktop. I don't understand why people will invest 10 hours to save nothing, other than they're just bored. And if you're bored, that's fine, but recommending it to others like, oh, you should upgrade from 10 Home to 10 Pro so you can use remote management. You know what? Ultraviewer.net's free. Yep. And it's not complex, it's simple. you're going to be paying to upgrade to Windows 10 Pro. So it's a lot of money and a lot of aggravation for something that's just going to lead to more aggravation. That's my opinion on that.
That's all I have to say about that.
I hear somebody.
Oh. Yay, it's Friday. I want chicken wings.
Chicken wings, you're a squirrel.
Very nice. Yay.
What's it to you, pal?
Yeah. Get lost.
Did you make a new friend?
I did, yeah. Nutty. There you go.
You wanted to pick up chicks at the bar?
Oh, you wanted it.
Be your wingman.
No, I don't. Yeah, what a wingman.
Hey, lady.
Yeah. Get lost.
I don't think that's going to work as a pickup line.
No. There you go.
Pretty sure.
At least Nutty made an appearance. Oh, he's giving me a little kiss. Okay, thank you.
He's telling you something.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Oh, he's saying, Mitch, you have a front row seat to my second favorite guy, Alan Parsons, at the Celebrity Theater on September, something around, but front row. I've met Alan twice. Very nice man, and he's my second next to Toto. So there you go.
He's playing Alan Parsons in his head right
Oh,
now.
Games People Play, his biggest hit.
I thought he was.
Yeah.
I thought he was doing.
And don't forget, chat, plug Toto, live CD, brand new, just out, with a little help from my friends, or CD, Blu-ray, DVD. You go on YouTube, not now, while you're watching us. You type in Toto Pamela. With a little help from my friends, you'll see a clip of their live show. And after 42 years, you show me a band that sounds that great and that tight.
Nutty just told me how to fix the computer.
Get out the shotgun.
Nutty's so violent.
Yeah.
I chopped down his tree. He is not
yeah,
happy.
he's not happy. Yeah.
It's like,
So
chop down your house.
he was like, no.
Okay. Well, listen, this has been an
Yeah.
interesting video. I told you this was going to be a series. This was going to go on more than
yeah.
one video.
Yep.
Michael M. contributes $5 New Zealand dollars. He says, hey, Carrie, just purchased Office 2019 using your CDK deals link, and it works perfectly. Do you get commission regardless of which country I'm in? As long as you used my link and my coupon code, I make the commission. Yeah, so I appreciate that and hopefully save you some money. And like I said, there's no funny business involved in this.
Yeah.
I've encountered some people on the internet that just are boldly making lies
Yep.
and accusations with no evidence. And I'm going to highly encourage folks to do your own research. If you're skeptical, don't believe anybody. Don't even believe me. Don't believe anybody. Do your own research. There's some people out there online whose job, they're just dead set out on trying to shut my YouTube channel down. They've swatted me. Some really nasty people, even other content creators have come after me. And that's pretty unprofessional and sad. So they're just lonely. I don't know why they do it, but
And if anybody in chat, you must have a password manager. You need it. You have to have it. So
yeah, we always have 30% off RoboForm.
Yep.
Those Windows and Office keys will be around for at least a year. So don't buy them in advance. Wait till you need it. When you get it, use it within a couple weeks, would you?
Yeah.
That way, if there is a problem, customer service won't think you're trying to pull a stunt.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the My Computer Works folks.
Right.
For technical support, I get a lot of emails, lots and lots of emails from people I've never heard of. They've never contributed.
how do I
And
fix
they wanna
that?
say,
How do I do
this? How
that?
do I do
Help
this?
me, Uncle
Blah, blah, blah.
Carrie. Yeah.
And it's always the ones who don't give anything that are the neediest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
look, My Computer Works will help you.
If your mom and dad are driving you insane,
Well,
help
there's
me
that too.
by the phone. Help
There's
me.
that
I
too.
don't know that.
Or maybe
steer
you
'em
used
that
to
way.
do tech and you don't anymore, and it's kind of gotten by you a little bit. You just need a little booster here and there. Those guys over at My Computer Works are great, and I do appreciate it. If you don't use my links, I don't get any credit for it.
Right.
Even just clicking the link and going to the site, I get a little credit for it. But they're a wonderful service. Wonderful service. I don't know how much of my audience would really need a service like that, but you might know somebody who does. All the feedback I've gotten from everyone, whether it's regarding RoboForm or CDK deals or even the My Computer Works, has all been positive, except for people with the CDK deals who made mistakes or misjudgments. And once we got them straightened out. Everything's happy.
Okay.
So nobody's been burned. And are we forgetting one? I feel like I'm forgetting
No,
one.
Amazon, of course, anything.
Oh, the
yeah,
Amazon
so
links. Yeah, so I've
yeah.
got my Amazon store.
Links,
Everything you see here is all linked in the notes. I'm trying not to be a shill. I'm trying, I think dignity is important. I think integrity, technical integrity is important. But this is all stuff I buy for myself and my customers. There's nothing here I'm telling you. I don't tell my customers who pay me. I'm giving it to you for free. So obviously, when you give something away for free, more often than not, it has zero value. When you charge for that free thing, it has value. It's a strange world. And then maybe you can help me next week and we'll hang that
Absolutely, yeah.
neon sign up. What do you think?
Yeah.
We found a stud, right here and right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're going to, it might have to be off center a little bit. I really want to get it into one of the studs.
And there's 3 hooks.
Yeah.
And so we really want the middle one in a stud.
Right. So that's why it might be a little off center, but then maybe I could move the desk or something.
Yeah, or something like that. But it's gonna look great. We're gonna have to kind of futz with the cameras because it is
just
pretty
turn it
bright.
off.
Yeah.
It still looks good off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, with that black background, it still pops.
Yeah.
So some more projects going on.
Yeah. And we'll be back next Friday.
I want to show you something. before
Okay.
we go. I ordered. Do you know what the very first home computer was?
Commodore 64. That's what I remember. So.
Well, back in the 70s, you could buy the kit and you would solder it together yourself. Here, will you hold that?
Oh my God. This is even before. Yeah.
This is even before I got into computers. This was the 1970s.
Okay.
And this is a replica of an Altair 8800. And it's a fascinating history. Wikipedia this or look it up. And there's no keyboard. Well, this is modified because you have ports now that you can plug a keyboard and monitor into it. But back in the day, there was no keyboard, there was no monitor. And what you would do is for each binary bit you wanted to set, you would move the switch. Whereas normally today you push a key on your keyboard if you wanted the letter A. If you wanted the letter A on this, you'd have to set like 8 of these to whatever that bit, on, off, on, off, on, off. And then there is like an enter button that you press and release. And that says okay. And it lights up to tell you that it accepted that one code.
Bit.
Then you do the next one. Imagine every letter you have to set and then enter and then move to the next one. So this was, this is what we had. And then when you wanted to run it, you would hit the run button right here, the run toggle. So this is a replica. It uses an Arduino board, but it works exactly the same as an actual 8800. Now on eBay, a real 8800 goes for about $3,000.
Oh.
This was $300. Okay. So they're in limited supply. You can also still build it yourself. They sell the kits just like old school.
Okay.
But back in the day, you used to have to solder it. You used to solder.
Yourself.
Now you're just, assembling. So anyway.
So you're saying this was about 10 years before the Commodore's 64s?
Oh, yeah. No, this is in the 70s.
Yeah.
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 And these were sold in America and Canada and England.
Yeah.
And it was pretty popular for, the hardcore nerds back in the day that wanted a home computer. This is what you got. So my goal is I'll get this up and running and programmed so the lights will like blink back like a Star Trek,
Nice.
I don't know, they won't do anything. Like I'll program it to like look like it's busy working. But it'll be a piece in the background when I get some shelves back here. And it's very important to the history of the home computer. For most people, this was like ham radio.
Right.
In fact, ham radio was way more popular than this. But there was a certain breed of person that would buy something like this in the 70s that other people thought was kooky.
Right.
Didn't understand what the appeal was.
Okay.
But this has evolved to this and what we're doing today. But that home computer right here, this is, I want to say, one of the first ones, if not the first one, that you could buy. And if you watch the show The IT Crowd, they have one of these in the background. I think Leo Laporte has one of these in the background on his show too. And
nice.
Again, it's before my time. I never used one. Yep. I was a kid in the 70s. I was
2.
Well, between 2 and 12, yeah. So I didn't get into computers until I was 12. And even then, by then, TRS-80 Model 1, and then Atari 400, Atari 800, and Commodore VIC-20, Commodore 64, which make this look like a rock.
Right.
But it's really cool. It's a really inventive way to replicate and honor the original at a fraction of the price using modern technology. Like you say, there's a VGA port. There's a 2 different USB ports here, VGA out. There's a small SD micro, so you can save your programs you couldn't save them before. And then it looks like there's a speaker output here, and then power in. So that's just a little piece of computing history.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll see this set piece in the background in the future. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Unfortunately, we don't end it on a
upbeat note, but
we made some progress.
Yeah.
We at least know, you know, things are powering on. We perhaps haven't reached our destination, but we're on the journey, and I'll work a bit with it offline just to see if I can at least get it to properly post and get the BIOS updated. And then I'll try and do most of it on camera, but I'll at least try and get that done off camera, because I think that's going to be quite tedious.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's going to do it.
Everyone have a great weekend wherever you are in the world. Be safe.
Absolutely.
If you can't be safe, be good.
Or at least be careful.
Or be careful.
I guess that means be safe.
Yeah.
Anyway, all the links to everything we talked about in today's video are in the notes. I'll try to remind myself to add links for this USB voltage reader and this site that does these Altairs. I was on a waiting list for this for like 6 weeks.
Ooh. Okay.
If you want it pre-assembled, and you got to pay more.
Yeah.
And but once I ordered it, it shipped right away. I can't wait to plug it in and play with it.
Yep.
Just as soon as I get to that free time, it's coming up right around the corner.
Okay.
Thanks to everybody for joining. Thanks for all the contributions. I hope I caught everybody here. Ron S. had contributed $10, and James Duffy contributed 20 Australian dollars. It says, thank you, everyone, for a fantastic community. Keep well and stay safe. And Diane, Northwest Chicago Burbs, contributed $5. Michael M. contributed 5 New Zealand dollars. Russ Martin, the PC Doctor, with $10. Stan Aristoff with $2. Madi Uel with $10. Ryan with 2 Canadian dollars. Don Parada with $9.99. Stan Aristoff with £2. Madi with $20. Michael Dane, he's the man, with $10. And just now, Paul Carroll says, hi, Carrie. Chris Garrett in chat says, the man who made that was from the town I lived in Georgia. The Altair 8800, Ed Roberts, was born September 13th, 1941 in Miami, Florida, and he died April 1st, 2010 in Cochran, Georgia. Look at that. Yeah, well, my dad was born at 43, so yeah. Did it say what year this came out? And Paul submitted $10.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I hope I will see you all again very, very soon. Until then,
bye for now.